Well, no, I do. I think we can start with that, and I'll talk about it as we're going into it. So, hello, we're live. How are we sounding? Welcome to our audience members. How are we all doing this evening? I thank you for reminding me. I definitely hit record this time. So, hello and welcome. I am going to unmute myself on the creator dashboard so that I can actually talk. Otherwise, I'm doing the whole 1 second delay brain melt. Hello and welcome to DC30 and our Mythic Odyssey of Theros, D&D with an ancient Greek twist. I am your Dungeon Master, Romeo. I am joined at the moment by Ali, Rebecca, Sammy, and Virla. Tamara's running just a little bit late, and we're just waiting on Violet as well, so we're going to commence and then welcome them in as they come along. Thank you for the comment, Sophia. Hi, it's good to have you here. We're going to start first and foremost with an announcement. We have an up and running Discord. We've had this Discord for a while, known simply as the Acropolis, but we've tailored it to be more welcoming to a following, as it were, and it is still subject to some construction, but at this point in time, we feel it's ready for public release. So, if you wanted to at a great level of participation, get all the updates before anybody else, share funny memes and just be part of the Hoplite community, you can catch anything and everything at the following links. So if I just... Oh, I did this wrong. Hey, so that is the Discord link, at which point you can join us for all of that good stuff. And we hope to see you there. Trying to think if there's any other announcements on my part. I will say I owe a ton of credit to Rebecca here, whom this Discord channel could not have been built without. She is the guru. She is definitely the Wozniak to my jobs in more than one way. She makes a lot of the stuff that I have no clue about happen, and I couldn't do this without her, so thank you so much. So, on that note, are we ready to begin? All right. So, last we left off, you managed to successfully battle hordes of returned, dreaded undead creatures, once mortals who escaped the underworld, long enough to allow Meletis's archmages to put a barrier around the city, preventing further artillery bombardment for an hour. This hour bought you time to join the Meletian forces in casting off to launch a counter-assault against the undead naval forces attacking the city. You witness firsthand the might of the Meletian navy as they systematically tore through the enemy fleet, clearing a path for your ship to reach the massive floating tower made of dozens of Frankenstein shipwrecks that the Returned were bombarding the city from. You fought with a Returned who seemed to command the flotilla, a figure known only as the Architect. He proved more than a match for you, however. You were able to set off the powerful magical explosive devices you had been given for the mission, and the Architect teleported away in a cloud of black feathers. You managed to clear the area just in time for the 3 meteor swarms that the seals called down to strike, leveling the entire structure in a massive explosion. By the time you made it back to the port of Meletis, the Meletian fleet had almost eradicated the enemy, and you sailed into port, eager to celebrate. Your celebrations were cut short, however, as word came that Akros had also been attacked, and fared much worse. You discovered the armies of Akros had been forced to fall back, and the city was under siege. Fraught but exhausted, you resolved to rest in order to tackle the problem with clear eyes. The next day, you visited the Pyrgnos, the city's fabled Tower of Knowledge and Arcanum, in order to speak with the legendary hero Elspeth. Through conversations with her, another hero named Kiora, and Bithynia's patron, Medomai, the Great Sphinx, you learned more of Timaret, the Murder King, leader of the Returned. Elspeth told you that all she had ever seen hurt him was a piece of divinity, artifacts of immeasurable power from the realm of the gods. She told you her piece of divinity, the spear of Heliod, was of no help to you, damaged forevermore when she slew the god Xenagos. But she did have a parting gift, Gelio, the glaive of Xenagos, taken from him when she cut him down. She gifted this artifact to Skotinos, the sorcerer satyr among you. And he vowed, at her request, to prove to her and the world that it is possible to walk the same path with a different outcome, that it is not the path that one walks that matters, but the intent in their heart. And with that, he informed you that, due to what he had discovered upon the flotilla, discovering the use of satyr magic from the Scholar Veil in the construction of it, he needed to seek answers, and so he simply said, "This is not goodbye. This is see you later." And resolving to return, he set off for the Scholar Veil in order to uncover some answers. And that brings us to this moment. As Scotty's just walked out the door, Elspeth sort of adjusts her seat. "I wish him luck. Lord knows you're all going to need it." She coughs hard, and the other woman, not Kiora the Triton, sort of weaves some hands and just mutters something to Elspeth that you don't hear. She looks frustrated, but then stands back. "Forgive me." Turns to all of you. "After the defeat of Xenagos, we were the heroes of all Theros. Kiora," she gestures to the Triton, "myself, Ajani, Kithion, and Liliana. We were calling ourselves the Planeswalkers. Everywhere we went, people would sing our praises. It was easy to fall prey to the adoration. We began to think ourselves unstoppable. We had defeated a god after all. In our hubris, we thought to rid the land of another great evil. We assembled a cohort of some of the finest champions in all of Theros. I even brought my love with me. A man whom your friend Daxos is named after. Together we mounted an assault on the Dunos, Timaret's seat of power. We were mighty, but we were foolish, brash, arrogant. And we failed. There were so many, and we were so unprepared. By the time we engaged with Timaret, we were exhausted. And we had lost so many, including my Daxos. In our weakened state, we were no match for Timaret. Any wound inflicted upon him was temporary. Only the power of Crusoe, the spear of Heliod, seemed to cause any lasting harm. We fled, broken. After a moment's silence, she once again gets a massive bout of fitting cough that sounds actually painful to hear, and the woman in the sort of dark green dress with the long black hair that has the sort of the slight waves to it and the ringlets down here. I told you to take it easy. She sort of weaves her hands and sort of, you see this sort of like fiery ember color come across her hands as she sort of moves an incantation. What's everybody's passive perception again? 16? Hilira, you spot just the... Elspeth is wearing a long-sleeved robe. But just where her wrist meets her hand, you spot the beginnings of scar tissue. And you swear for a moment you had seen it glow a sickly gray for just a second before, as the woman finishes her incantation, it stops glowing. Forgive me. Oh, yeah, no, so I've definitely been the only one speaking for the moment. Guys, sound off a second just to be safe. Hey, Sophia, just let us know if you can hear them, just because I'm seeing waves from them when they talk on OBS. Oh, not sure. Maybe it's just the stunned silence. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, fortunately, I'm the only one who's been speaking so far, so they haven't actually said anything. But no, I can't actually see waves at the moment. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, I think I know what's happened. Let me double check something. There's... filters. Application audio output capture. Discord window. Because I switched to like the pop-out window. It must be not capturing. It's probably not capturing the same thing. That's the only one. That's the only Discord. Okay. Guys, sound off. Nope, still can't see you guys. What the hell? What is this? Oh wait, I think I figured it out. Hang on. Properties, add executable, Discord exe. Okay, talk again.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Cool. I've added a new Discord window executable. So let me know if you can hear them now. Sophia, you should be able to. Because you guys talk again.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
I am
Please.
talking.
No.
Yeah, I can
Please,
hear you
please
guys on
don't.
the stream.
Good.
Yeah, sorry, there was a double up of some reason. Cool. Okay, great. So
Okay.
that's been
Thank
fixed.
you.
Thank you.
Sophia's happy now. We can
Yay.
continue.
And now Bakios can be heard, so all is well in the
Yeah.
world.
God, we got so lucky there.
In the midst of the silence, Delisa steps forward and she's like, pardon my intrusion, but I am only a honorary member of Tempest. I have got dancing music in my ear from an advert, I think.
Sorry, and she like presses a button on like this arcane wooden chest. I always forget to turn it down for the commercials.
The tales that you speak of are daunting. What makes you think that we have the power to go in there and successfully complete this mission. To me, it seems just like suicide.
You've already got more pieces of divinity than we did when we fought him. And she waves her hand, and out of Xanthia's pouch, once again, the pieces of the trident float out and sort of, she puts them in the, like, she assembles them, but, like, keeps each piece, like, about an inch apart, sort of in a way that mimics, like, the way Narsil in Lord of the Rings rests on the dish.
Oh, okay.
Your friend will return one day with Gelio. And, above all else, we have something you didn't. The arrogance. The arrogance to think ourselves better. Think ourselves beyond stupid notions such as cooperation. We forsook what made us a unit, what made us the Planeswalker. This mic really doesn't like the letter P.
No.
What made us the Planeswalkers? You won't make the same mistakes we did. I can feel it. And if you don't, well, then Akros is doomed. And perhaps the world. Something on your mind, Bakios?
I mean, maybe. Listen, right? Don't just count Akros out, right? We are pretty fucking badass. They are pretty fucking badass. I used to be badass, but then I left, and now they are badass.
Young man, I marched into battle with Kithion more times than I can count. I'm well aware of the might of Akros.
So don't count us out just yet.
I know. The walls are strong, the warriors mighty. Able to withstand blockade for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
But not forever. So you better get started.
Enough time for me to figure out how to kick ass and take names and think of some questions maybe to ask later. Now, one question I do have. Now, there's a lot of talk, right, about pieces of divinity. Now, question. Where the fuck do we get some of those? Because I would really like a divine axe.
I don't know of a divine axe. Some may have to be found. She gestures to the trident still hovering. This one needed to be. But all will have to be earned. When I had performed a miracle of Heliod, a true act that embodied his ideals, I was made worthy of the spear of Heliod, and it descended from and was bestowed upon me by the god himself.
Okay, so what you're saying is, right, if we commune with our respective lords on high, right, and we do something real badass in their name, we might be led to a piece of divinity, or be granted such.
Perhaps there are also records of pieces of divinity being lost in the world. A little research might do you well.
You watch as Bokios visibly deflates, and he's like, oh, fuck. We're screwed. Research. Ugh.
And so Bithynia can overhear this all.
Yeah, you're here.
Yeah.
You're here as well.
So she'll like nudge Bakios. Well, if only you knew someone who was good at that.
I know, right? Where are we going to find someone like that?
Don't know. I don't
We need
know.
someone. We need someone smart and knowledgeable and knows how to get into the library and has access to the knowledge. Well, it's hopeless.
And doesn't try to sleep with my boss. Oh, what?
The woman in the green dress chuckles. Percy told me about that. And she turns to you, Botch. Fortune favors the curious. Remember that.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
She gives you a nod.
But seriously though, right? Where are we going to find somebody that's going to help us locate where to get these things? Or where would we even start? This place is full of libraries.
Well, different libraries have different, like, you know, you know, uh, like they're dedicated to certain things. So, like, there could be like a generalist library, but there could be a botany library, or there could be an artifact thing, or something like that. So it's possible that one library has more information than another.
The woman in the green dress says, no library has more information than the erudite repository. Or the Pyrgnos, which you stand in. Meletis is the font of all knowledge. You could not ask for a better source. And you would know this as well, Bithynia. The erudite repository is it's sort of the amalgam of everything that would be publicly available, and some things that aren't. And the Pyrgnos, which is the Tower of All Knowledge, comprised of stone tablets. The tower itself is built of stone tablets etched with all the knowledge Meletis has ever accrued. And within it is a demiplane that you guys stand in, which is just everything, unfiltered.
So, is this something that we can find here right now, or what would we need to do?
Woman in the green dress says, "You're welcome to begin searching." Elspeth says, "Yes, do." Kiora and Naktasha will be available, and she gestures the woman in the green dress, and you learn her name for the first time. Will be available to answer any questions you might have, as I'm sure is Medomai and the Great Sphinx. He just sort of sits down, actually. Bithynia, make an insight check.
Okay.
I'll give you advantage because you know him better than anybody.
Okay. Insight, rolling again. 12 total.
Something's off.
Oh.
But Medomai basically sort of just plonks down and it seems to just be disinterested.
So I know my way around a library.
You don't know your way around a library? Sure. This library.
So hold on. So I know my way around a library enough to know libraries in general, but this one might be too big, or it just might be one that I haven't visited enough. Something is different than the ones that I've been to before. So I'll just keep that in mind and be like, okay.
And Elspeth says, I am going to rest. And she calls down one of the floating discs. And she sort of stands up upon it. And this disc has like a bedroom floating upon it. And she sort of just sits in a comfortable chair, a couch, and then it flies away. And the woman in the green dress, Naktasha, says, if it's easier, just call me Tasha.
Tasha.
So, Tempest, what do you guys do?
We start looking for books.
I guess
Okay.
see if there going to be like a Theros equivalent of a filing system that might give us directions to where we should be in the library. Something tells me they don't have an online catalog back in the day.
Roll an Arcana check. Forgot the
All right,
ambience.
so got an Arcana. Okay, so I have a plus 13. I'm almost going to give up on these virtual dice. I swear I'm giving up on them. I have a plus 13 and I rolled a 15.
Oof.
But we'll take the 15.
That's rough.
I had a plus 7 to the last roll and I rolled a 12 in total. These virtual dice. Where are my real dice?
Yeah, you gotta switch to the physical ones.
Yeah, dice jail.
They're virtual dice. How do you put virtual dice in jail? You just like
Virtual dice jail.
I
Everything
thought
exists if you wanted to.
I need to put them in reform, like give them therapy or something so they're nicer.
Give them therapy.
Sorry, I think I've just... I realized I forgot to set a key binding for something. This is the actual sound you hear in here. Okay. You're unsure about what the index system would be for such a place as this. Erudite repository, no problem. You're familiar with the ins and outs of that one, but this is different. There's scores of haphazard libraries upon the ground, like shelves upon shelves, arranged in no formal pattern. And there are other shelves on multitudes of these floating discs that sort of move around this enormous tower. Hundreds of feet wide and hundreds of feet tall.
So as Bethany is walking around, probably arms crossed, she is probably shuddering as she sees the disarray of these books. Like, how could you do this? Like, how this is unacceptable. Like, do we need more funding for this building? Like,
you're like a first-year
supposed to
Harry
find
Potter
things?
student seeing the changing stairs for the first time, and you're like,
I'm just like, what the heck? Like, I'm probably offended at the disarray and how it's not organized, or like trying to contemplate how they keep track of anything. There's supposed to be a library. What good is it if you can't find things? Anyone else have some good idea on how to find things in here with all this, like all these moving parts and what have you?
I'm going to start recklessly running around trying to find books.
okay. Roll an investigation check.
Okay. Which I have advantage on because of my pretty stone.
Yeah, there's an investigation.
Investigation, that's 18!
18. You thumb through a couple of the shelves. Basically, you're just running all about the place. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to the arrangement of these books, as best as you can tell.
Okay. Well, they're not in rainbow order. What
Can I do an
thought.
investigation?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna check investigation. See if I can't figure some stuff out. I swear. This is like the third time I've rolled a 2 today.
Oh no.
I got a 7.
Again, between two shelves, the topics seem to differ wildly. One seems you go to one shelf and it seems dedicated entirely to botany, and a separate shelf seems to be entirely dedicated to architecture.
I feel like at this point, Bethunia's just gonna start like carrying books around to put it in a place that looks more similar. Like she's gonna like if she sees architecture, she's gonna look for two things that look similar and carry a book to the next place. Like, okay, the next plant book I find, I'm gonna put this plant book with it. I'm gonna
You
start
do know,
organizing
so the shelves, like each individual shelf is ordered.
with architecture and botany.
So as in like with like each shelf, like as in like if you'll pick up 2 books from one shelf and the subjects are like related. It's like each shelf that seems to differ, if that makes sense.
Looking at like one bookshelf, it's like architecture, botany, math, romance. I don't know, something like.
At this point, I'll say Tasha has done amusing herself and just steps forward. Like I said, fortune favors the curious. And she closes her eyes. And a shelf moves. And then just comes from across the hall, just slides on the ground towards you guys. It's okay, tell her I saw the message.
So, is it too soon to pull a green flame blade out on Tasha for like making us wait?
You can certainly try.
Just it's that kind of library now. It is now a gauntlet. Okay, so now we have this bookshelf in front of us.
Yes, just out of character, yes, it's that Tasha. In her early days, but it is that Tasha. It's...
I have no idea what that means.
No worries. Tasha goes on to explain, it's a question of willpower. Concentrate on the keywords. Stoke that curiosity. This place, it is alive. It feeds on curiosity. You have to want to find something.
There is, yeah. Delisa's gonna go up to Betinia and she's like, I've never seen this many books since we were back at Decatia, except this time it's minus the alcohol and the spice.
Oh, I agree with you. Now this person keeps saying curious, like we need to be curious. Do you think that they mean bi-curious? Because we could totally be that.
We've been that before, but I don't think she means that.
That'd be too easy.
Yes, I believe she means to focus and channel your thoughts to find the book.
I quit.
Broke the DM. We win. That's how you win D&D.
Win something.
You lose some.
That's right.
Can I
Be
just kind of
specific.
stand and just start thinking about stuff and hope that that's curious?
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Let's see. Okay. That's pretty good. I'll roll well. Oh, that was pretty okay.
Nice.
That's a dirty 20.
What are you concentrating on in particular?
Smut.
Before you know it, a shelf has slid and is just standing right in front of you. Like you basically you jump for a second because you hear the sound, but then you open your eyes and like the shelf is there that in front of you that wasn't there before.
Did you do this, Bithynia?
What kind? No, I will not be taking credit for that shelf.
Can I read some of the spines? Like, what's on there?
Make an investigation check.
With the advantage. That's a 16.
Why advantage?
Because of my stone. My stone speaker crystal gives me
Oh,
advantage
of course.
on
Forgive me.
investigation.
Yes.
I
You
also rolled
thumb
a
through a lot
23.
of the spines, and one of them catches your eye. It's simply titled "A Tryst Through the Gardens."
I take it. I open the book. What do I read?
It is a tantalizing tale about lovers from rival families in Delathon. It speaks of the famed... Sorry, 1 second. I hate how long it takes to load. It speaks of the famed Elysian Gardens of Delathon, these massive, sprawling gardens with every kind of plant and flower imaginable. Forgot the name, I just wrote it down today. And his lovers, confined to segregated sections of the garden, are only able to communicate through about a 6-inch wide hole in the wall. And they share many a secret, many a passion, many a discourse, and they quickly fall in love. And as you sort of flick through, you get to a chapter which is a very visceral description of activities that go on through this wall.
I close the book.
And so Bithynia sees this. What do you have over there? What is that?
I don't know. It's about a hole.
A hole.
Yeah.
Sounds
Mm-mm.
fun. Maybe.
I don't know.
Like a hole
Like-
with pieces of divinity in it?
Or like a swimming hole. Like
You open up the page that Hilira was on, Bithynia, and you just manage to catch the words, like a viper protruding from its burrow, before you quickly shut it and then just put it on the shelf.
Who's the writer of the book?
Make an investigation check.
With advantage. 12.
It is a famous poet named Otonia.
Probably a man.
No, that's a female name.
Nah. She writes like a man. I put the book back.
well,
Hey, hello.
Oh,
welcome. Hello. Yes, the cat has arrived. So
You look pretty.
So we have this bookshelf here. I guess that, and then I'm gonna look over at the librarian, I guess, and how curious do we need to be? What other sections? Maybe.
I think Dolisa's just gonna do what she does best and play a tune. But while she does that, she channels her magic outwards to the far reaches of the library, to the books, to the shelves, and she tries to channel her arcane magic to hopefully let it draw what she needs towards her through her performance.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a book that talks about great weaponry, divinity, and items that can bring down gods.
With that level of specificity, make a persuasion check with advantage.
I'm good at this. Okay, persuasion with advantage. I'm gonna guide myself as well. That's a 32.
Shelf after shelf begins rotating. A whole plinth begins to descend. And other shelves rotate out of the way in order to make way. And in the space of about a minute, you have about 12 to 14 new shelves that have arranged themselves in a sort of octagonal pattern around you guys.
Wow, okay. I think this has narrowed it down for you, Bithynia. She knows.
Bithynia's still looking at the book in horror. Like the
I'll just Delisa will take the first book that just catches her eye and just pull it out to see what it's about.
Cool. Roll a d20. You're just going random.
Yeah. An 8.
It's a instructional on martial combat techniques, specifically dealing with great weapons.
Okay. But it's more focused on the wielding of weapons rather than the history and
Correct.
geography of- right.
But this is just one of
many, yeah. I think I've narrowed it down for you, Bithynia.
Yes.
You watched Delisa sort of close her eyes and concentrate, and about 12 to 14 shelves arrange themselves around you guys.
And what do we have here?
You thumb through one of the shelves. Roll a d20. If you grab a book at random.
D20 says... I'm not even joking, I rolled a 3.
Oh no.
You grab a book from the same shelf that Dolisa did, and this one appears to be about metallurgy and smithing of arms.
So Dolisa, what? So we're looking at weaponry now. I'm used to cataloging this kind of stuff at the university, but what are we looking for here?
Well, the library has brought us many books, and I tried to call out for one that would help us, but that has brung other books that are similar to what we need, but not quite. Like the ones that I've just pulled out and you just pulled out. We need to keep searching, basically, but what we need is within this group of shelvings.
To clarify, Bithynia, you guys pulled from one shelf out of like 14 that are now here that weren't there before.
Satya, your trident broken whatever thingy have a name?
Is Tamara here, or are you asking the DM?
I'm unsure.
I'm
right now.
more or less here.
Okay.
I'm still eating dinner because I just got home like 10 minutes ago.
That's fine. I didn't see you pop in because I didn't have that window open, so I was genuinely curious for a second.
Oh, I'm a ninja, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, what was the question?
Does your broken trident thingy that we got from Barry's dead body have a name?
I, as a player, know that it does have a name, but I can't remember it. Could you help me out, Romeo, please?
Dekella.
Dekella. Yes.
Okay, should we focus on that? See if that helps? If we can find a specific book.
I can try to
your
roll another
trident.
d20.
Oh, so you rolled a d20 because you grabbed one at random. If you like, you can do an investigation check amongst the sort of 14 or so shelves that Dolisa pulled.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll a d20 to see if I can investigate the other shelves.
Cool. Make an
and-
investigation check. If anyone would like to assist her, they can.
I will.
I rolled a 16.
Are you proficient in investigation, Helira?
I don't know. I don't think I am. I cannot see it, so I don't think
If
I
you're going
am.
to take the help action, you need to be proficient in investigation. Is anybody proficient in investigation? Other than Bithynia?
No.
No.
Wow.
I have a +1, that's it.
Yeah, same.
Before she does this, Dolisa walks over and she just looks into her eyes and she's like, "Find it within yourself, darling," and she'll inspire you and guide you at the same time. So you get a D4 and a D10.
Okay, roll those first just so we see what you're adding. Rebecca?
Oh, am I rolling something?
Yeah, so
Oh.
Don't-
What am I-
Dolisa just gave you a bardic inspiration die and a guidance die. Roll those so we can see what you're adding to your total before you do the investigation check.
How much? Which die am I rolling for this?
So guidance is a D4 and D10. Sorry to cut you off, Sammy.
D4 and a.
D10, I believe.
10. I rolled a 6 and a 4.
Nice.
Cool. So roll your D20. So what? So that brings. What's your investigation? Just naturally. Let's have a look.
My
so
investigation.
+5.
Yeah.
So you rolled a 6 and a 4, so 10. So it's a +15. So roll a D20 and add 15.
So I rolled 11 on the d20.
For a total of 26.
Yes, correct.
Very good. It takes you the better part of an hour.
There's a lot of books here. A lot of books, a lot of information. Anyone finding anything interesting?
As you say that, you grab. You start off in the wrong wheelhouse, but you sort of quickly learn that, based on what you what a couple of the books say per shelf, you can quickly know if you should discard a shelf entirely or not. So, you pick up one section and it's all about the history of weapons, as in a purely sort of like history of non-magical weapons in a sort of purely functional manner, and you say like, cool, this you just basically dismiss that shelf entirely. But over the course of an hour, you narrow it down to a few shelves that start to allude to legends of great heroes. The great club of Damocles is something that's mentioned in a fable book that speaks of Damocles. And as things progress, there, 1 second, and as you keep reading, you sort of get the sense that you're getting onto the right track. And so you narrow it down to about 3 shelves. And then 1 shelf. And then this shelf in particular talks about these are ancient scrolls and tomes and tablets. Some of them, just by examining the marbling on the tablet, could be millennia old. And something pops out at you, Bithynia. A name that you recognize. Medomai. And the passage speaks of an object named Matisi, the reliquary of Medomai. A gift from Ifara herself for his service in the Titans' War, in the Titanic War. That's the end of the passage in that particular section. This is a book about ancient history. But you have a name. Matizi, the reliquary of Medomai.
Well, I found something here that's probably relevant, and then she'll hold up the book. It's got one passage in here that I think is relevant to us, but maybe this could be something that we could find more on, or... Did anyone else find anything interesting?
Yeah, I found that none of these books have pictures in it. Apart from that, nothing.
Unfortunate. We did find a good book that involved a hole, though. That might interest you. No pictures, but I'm sure you could paint one in your own mind.
Sure. Gimme.
That's Hilara's thumb of approval for being on the shelf, but you're more than welcome to check it out if you want. What was the title of it again?
A Tryst in the Gardens.
Oh, it's Tryst in the Gardens. I don't know.
I don't know. Sounds like this other book I've read called Tusk Love. Bit of a Critical Role reference there, everyone.
Nice.
Yeah, I was looking for it, but couldn't find it.
Except because there are no orcs in Theros, my version of Tusk Love features a were-boar.
Interesting.
Yeah, so about Metamai in this gift from Athera himself. This is the direction we need to go.
Okay.
Who was the gift from?
Ifara, goddess of the
Ifara?
polis.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought about it. And Medamai is your patron, Bithynia?
Correct. Yeah. So
So it's probably worth asking them about it.
no, can do. Should I do that now? Should I
Should.
wait? Should I do it in private? I don't know.
It's up to you guys. You can keep looking as well if you like. What do you do?
I will call on Metamai to see if they can tell me more about the situation.
Okay. You call out to him.
Metamai, get me out of here. Give me some info.
There is no response.
Well, this is fantastic and all, but
And I'll say that that's weird to you.
yeah, I think that's really weird. Yeah. And then she'll just look around. Does anyone find this place to be weird to you? Like, I know my way around libraries, but this one has no rhyme or reason. I know Melodies, I know libraries, and this one is weird. Like,
I will cast message to Metamai since I've seen him and just go, Hey! Hey! Tinny needs you!
There is no response.
I feel like he might be in danger.
or so you told me that?
Yeah.
You heard me scream, "Hey! Hey!" out loud.
Yeah, that's weird because they also didn't respond to me, and like that's weird. Maybe it's like maybe there's no reception in here with all this like moving stuff. Maybe it's like can't hear with everything going on. Maybe I just. Do you mind if I step outside?
Well, maybe I would have gotten voicemail, but I didn't get voicemail. I just got ignored.
Just a note.
Oh.
Metamai's in the room here.
He went down for a nap, right?
They're like on a floating disc.
He wasn't on the floating disc. That was Elspeth, but Metamai sort of just like sunk into like a cat like pose. And you can see, like, he's not like, you guys wandered off slightly, so you'd have to like walk a minute, but you can see him if you do.
So we can see one another, and they're just ignoring me, screaming like, "Hey!" And then over here,
Yeah,
not accepting.
he seems to be ignoring you, best you can tell.
This is peculiar. So do we have this book? We have this book. We've got Tryst in the Garden. Do we have any other books we need?
So what book are we looking for?
Well, it's something here within these shelves. However, I think that this is the closest that we've got to what we need. But I need Medamai to tell us more because there's this object that might be in another book, but Medamai, who we're trying to talk to right now or like connect with, is disconnected. So this is weird.
Go talk to them, and we'll
Yeah.
keep looking.
They might think it's disrespectful that you're trying to call out for them rather than going to see him.
That's what I was going to say. Wouldn't it be better if we walked back and asked him a question directly and then walked back into the library?
I guess.
Your mind seems preoccupied, Bithynia. Is there something you want to tell us, or are you?
I just have a really unsettled feeling following everything that we've just been through in the last few days. So, like, I just have this, like, sinking feeling that I should just whip out my green flame blade and, like, be on the ready. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Nobody's really done anything, but it's in here. Maybe I've been with Bakios too much. I don't know, but I just am feeling a little fighty and bitey right now.
Sounds to me like you've been improved in every conceivable way.
I just wouldn't flow the flame thing in a library. That's kind of dangerous. And that's coming from me, so, you know.
I don't know. Sounds like a good idea to me.
The one with the secret.
There's lots of books. Melodies won't miss a few dozen.
This is coming from the person who has a mock bookshelf with a hidden compartment for weapons.
Yes.
What's your point?
Okay, so I'm gonna go over to Metamai, see what's going on. Wake the slumbering Sphinx.
Okay.
So I'm guessing they can still see me. Like this is just like a row, and they're like in the back somewhere. So I'm within eyesight of them still.
Can everybody still hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just got a notification from voice mod that said disconnected input device, so I was just wondering. One second. If I do edibles, for example, you can hear me change my voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
Don't know
yeah.
what that was. Okay, am I on my normal voice now? Okay, good.
Yeah.
You walk over to Medomai. Make a perception check.
Perception. I got a 17 in total.
You swear you saw him turn his head more away from you guys as you approached him.
Is it turned though? Like, is this like flashing or? Hello, Metamai? Are you good? We're here. I have some questions for you, based on some research we've done. Are you there?
What is it, child?
Well, it is research. That is what it is. And there's some information that had your name attached to it.
Did it now?
What was that?
Did it now?
Yes, yeah. I have the book here. Would you like to see it? It has your
No,
name.
no, I would not.
Okay. Is this a good time? Because it seems like, right now, this is inconveniencing you. Is this inconveniencing you?
I tire of your games.
Is this like a singular your or like a collective tempest your?
And he straight up roars at you guys. Not in like a he's like
Leave me at... Leave me alone.
Okay. So I'm more than happy to give you space and time. However, in the meantime, who can we speak to in your absence? Because you're kind of the one we need.
Hilira, make an insight check.
Okay. Oh, that wasn't very good. Oh, 13.
You don't detect anything. But he...
But my passive insight is 19.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. I'm gonna roll a contested deception check. You just pull up his stat block. Just seems really angry.
So I'm gonna turn around and be like, okay, And then I'm gonna go back. I'm guessing they didn't follow me. They were there. They could see me.
Yeah, I presume they followed you.
I would have went with you.
Okay. So I'm just gonna turn my back, be like, I have no idea what's going on, but this isn't like them, and something is weird. All I know is that something is weird. This is not how Metamai is. This is not how libraries are. Something is weird here. Something is weird. Something is not right. But this thing, you said that it was an object. Is it Matisi?
Matisi is the name of the object.
Object name. And then, I mean, how do we contact Athara? Like, is Athara still here? Where's Athara? Like,
Ithara's present. She's one of the prime deities. She's
So-
your patron in a way.
so if the object was a gift from Athara, then maybe we need to go to Athara, because I don't know what's going with Metamai, but Athara is also named in this small passage, so that might be our second opportunity to figure this out, because Metamai is like having a situation right now. I don't know.
But Metamai isn't on the level of a god, right?
No. He is a sphinx.
Okay. When Bithynia walks away, Delisa stays. And she says, I do not know what Bithynia or Tempest as a whole has done to upset you, Great Sphinx. But the world is in danger. Undead seek to bring this land to despair. We need your help. If you could let us know at least the answer to Bithynia's question, or as to why you are so upset, then it would mean a great deal. The gods blessed us with the power to communicate. Let us do so.
Make a persuasion check. With advantage for that speech.
24.
24.
It's on the island of Mire.
Thank you.
And that's all
information-
he says.
This information will go a long way to saving Theros.
He doesn't answer. But I'll let you make an insight check.
I will.
I am also still watching him from a distance.
From a distance. No, I rolled a 10.
You have no idea.
She kind of curtsies and leaves him be.
Do I get anything from my looking?
I'll let you make another insight check, but the DC will be higher.
Okay. Oh. 18.
Roll another deception check. He is mercurial.
Ah.
This is a creature older than some civilizations that is by its very nature inscrutable. Sphinxes number among the most intelligent creatures in all of Theros, in all of the world. They are hard to read.
Did you say it was the island of Merin?
Myre. M-Y-R-E.
Myre. Okay. She'll walk back over, presumably with Hilira, to where Bithynia's wandered back to. Pull up my notes again. Bithynia, it seems that the reliquary is on the island of Marie.
Have you been there before?
You have not.
I have
I
not.
was asking. So,
Medamai told me this information.
Huh?
Fortunately, I don't know what is wrong with him. He wouldn't say. But he did see it within his heart to tell us this, so we should value it.
I 100% agree and appreciate your effort in doing so. The Sphinx have it in their way to do what they want, and if they weren't going to answer me, it wasn't meant to be, but if they were willing to share it with you, I have no reason to believe that it is anything else but true. Now the question is, where is this island?
As a bit of a traveler, would I have any idea where this is?
Likewise, as a nomad for the last 10 years, well, I've heard of this island before.
You've all heard of the island of Myre. It was home to... Actually, make a history... So you've heard of the island of Myre. Make a history check. The DC isn't terribly high.
I got an 18.
Succeeds.
15.
History. Oh, 14.
Succeeds. Everybody succeeds.
Natural 19 for 24.
Everybody succeeds.
Jesus.
9.
Aww.
9.
Xanthia, you're deep in thought holding the shards of Dakela.
Wow, such a pretty trident.
The Isle of Myre was once home to its own city-state, the city of Arguros. The Argurians were wiped out in the war that would usher in... The polis was laid low, basically, by the invasion. It was part of the invading wars that ushered in what would be later known as the Age of Trax, when the Archons came to Theros and instated a vast empire across the land.
So that's some old shit then.
Correct. That's as much as you can recall with that specific history check right this second, but...
It's like north-south, see? Any direction from Militis?
Make a straight intelligence check.
Uh, 14 total.
Okay. Southeast of Militis.
Well, thing should be southeast, but the curious thing about this island is that if you're familiar with the lay of the land, so to speak, Militis has the inlet that's in between, like at the top of the channel where you have like Rhymnos and Oxus and what have you, and then like Altos and Neolatin are on the outside. So this thing is going to be out like in the open, like the ocean, which is curious because there's not a whole lot out there compared to like the Militis Bay.
If you guys pull out a map and set it down, you actually are able to spot, but you would recognize the island that is known to be Miri. But with your 18 on history, you remember a detail. No one's been able to travel to Miri since the end of the Age of Tracks.
And do I know why? Or what's happened? Like, have people gone and, like, just haven't made it back? Or nobody's tried? Or people have...
People have tried. Some have made it back. Those that have just haven't found it. It wasn't where it was supposed to be.
This island is curious. This island is curious for travelers.
As a note as well, the Siren Sea by its very nature is fucky like that. There's no shortage of reports of, islands that no one's ever heard of, being in locations that were sworn to be charted sea, and things being in different places. Just, there is a sort of weird, nebulous, ancient, magical nature to the Siren Sea that makes it challenging to traverse. Generally speaking, though, just based on probability alone, things do eventually show up or are traversable. It is odd that an island would be this consistently missing.
So, what are your thoughts on finding out more information or heading out to this island?
Sorry.
Go on.
No, you go on.
No, you go on.
Okay. So wait, we have to travel and fight a freaking dragon for the trident, and we have to find a mysterious lost island to find yours.
I mean, it sounds wild when you put it that way, but yes.
Cool.
But it sounds like we have some fun nonfiction or fiction to read along the way.
Oh yeah, we should take some more of the books if we're gonna go travel. It would be fun.
Yeah, we should each take a book from that shelf. That way we each have one. We could do dramatic readings.
Tasha says, nothing leaves the Pirknos.
Why not? We wanna read smut.
You'll find plenty of copies in multiple libraries in the city proper. The contents of the Pirknos are reserved as a consolidated amalgamation of all the knowledge of Theros.
Have you read it?
Of course I have.
Which one's the best?
You know, there was a particularly interesting one.
Hmm.
It's simply titled A March Through the Ferris Badlands. I'll never look at centaurs the same way again. And she just walks off.
Oh, okay, I will message you and you can tell me more about it.
Did they say a march through the Badlands?
Through the Ferris Badlands.
The fairest Badlands?
Yeah, Ferris. P-H-E-R-E-S.
We're definitely asking about this book in the future.
Yeah.
I hate you all so much. Xanthia Kiora, the Triton, who was once a member of Elspeth's party, walks up to you as you're holding the shards. You know, once upon a time I thought I was brash enough to think I was destined to find those pieces.
And yet here I stand, and I cannot believe that I should be the one worthy of this.
That you think that is what makes you worthy. Those who shun power are often those most fit to wield it.
I shall have to take your word for that, I think.
You'll see in time.
Thank you.
You know what you need to do, right?
Yeah. Find a spectacular blacksmith, travel to a volcano, reforge the weapon. Doesn't exactly sound like an easy Sunday walk, I suppose.
No, I suppose you're right. But then again, where's the fun in easy?
Any tips you might have?
She does. You get the sense she's thinking long and hard to make sure that she doesn't forget anything to say. If Thassa chose you, it is because you are as malleable as the tides. Remember that.
All right.
Well, I'll leave you to it. You have Smith to go find, apparently.
Yes. It seems so.
And she gives you a curt nod and... Oh, yeah, gives you a polite nod and takes her leave. And just hangs about. Alright, what are the rest of you doing? I'll say as a note as well, you've explored about half of the shelves you originally summoned when you came across that information.
I'm gonna keep looking to find more stuff.
Okay, make another investigation check.
Okay.
I'll give you guidance on this as well.
Oh, I rolled a natural 20! So that's a 21!
You got a D4 as well, if that helps.
Roll d4.
Oh, I roll a d4. That's a 4. Well, that's 25.
That just succeeds.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay. Thank you, Delessa.
2 seconds. You're thumbing through a different section. This one this actually works interestingly with your with Helida's personality. You get bored of the sort of super serious and dour history books. So you start thumbing through slightly more jovial fables, you know, like almost like fairy tale books of what you read. And at this point, you've sort of almost slightly forgotten what the original point was, and you're just really enjoying these stories. Except you come across one story. It's a cautionary tale of hubris. And it speaks of a hero named Daedalus. His wife was very sick. And so, in a defiance, he sailed to the island of Scathos, inhabited by Hithonia the Cruel, mightiest of the Gorgons. And he beseeched Hithonia for a cure. Gorgons, after all, are keepers of secrets, of cures and plagues alike, and poisons and much more. Hithonia made an offer to Daedalus. She would give him the cure, and in exchange he would return to her with his firstborn daughter when her time came, when she was grown and beautiful, so that Hithonia might add her to her collection of statues. Daedalus refused and attempted to slay Hithonia. And the story ends speaking of his statue, supposedly still standing there today. But the part that sticks out to you is it speaks of a twin pair of swords that he wielded, called Ni and Miras, or together Nimiras, that supposedly were made of the finest gold and brass, and fashioned like in a style that almost made them resemble sewing spools. And they were bound to Daedalus's hands by these long silver threads. It's as much as it says.
Okay. So I'll just kind of say that out loud to anyone that's listening. And go, huh? Oh, swords sound really cool. I'll look at the side of of one of the bookcases and see Buckios reading the smut book. Probably. I'll just go, Buckios, do you know anything about swords?
Give me a minute. Let me I'll mark my place with because I'm reading one word at a time with my finger.
I was picturing you with like one of those sort of Greek tablet, like wax tablet booklets, except this one has folded out now and you're holding it like this.
What? Sorry. Oh yeah. Let me roll that back up. Swords. Yeah. What about sword?
Well, there are these two swords called Ni and Miras. They're cool and gold.
Ooh.
They're
Now,
on an island.
and are they divine in nature?
I don't know, but the story was very good, so I thought I'd tell you.
And is this that island that we were talking about before?
No, I think it's a different island, because I don't think Bithynia's island's full of statues.
What is it with Theros and these fucking islands? Okay, cool. Right.
Tasha, who hasn't really left, says, almost like there's always been a giant fucking archipelago off the coast of the mainland.
Do you know anything about these swords?
Tasha comes and just telekinetically levitates the book out of your hand.
Oh, it was mine. What a bum.
Ni and miras, ni miras. Ni miras is a very old word for weaving. It describes both weaving and... The word means weaving and loom, the verb and the noun, irrespectively, the interchangeable, at least in LootTavern. Gold and brass, bound by silver threads. I've not heard of these before. What do you think? What's on your mind?
I called dipsies on them. I found them.
Viola, I have never once watched... Hilira. Sorry, I got confused there. Hilira, I have never once watched you use a sword.
I have my rapier, and I'll take out my rapier.
Yeah, but let's be honest. That is a very beautiful and light weapon. These things might be bad, big swords, you know. Now, I'm not trying to be patronizing, but if you call dibs on them and you can't use them, I will be very upset.
Well, okay.
Tasha says,
let's see what they look like.
You think this Nimiras might be a piece of divinity?
I don't know.
Could be.
We should ask Bithynia. She's very smart.
What am I being smart about now?
Also, I will stand and I will think about Nimiras, and then I will see if another bookcase shows up.
Make a persuasion check. Bithynia, you're being asked basically, or would you like to say it, Hilira, as you're thinking about this as well?
17 persuasion. I don't know, something about swords and sewing kits.
You say swords and sewing kits?
Yeah.
Like a medical thing? Like...
Tasha hands you the book. Or the scroll, sorry. Hilira, you don't get anything. No shell. You don't even hear a sound of anything moving.
I think they're very secretive about it.
And Bithynia, you read through the passage as well to catch yourself up on what they've been reading about. Would you like me to reiterate, or...?
No, I just want to know if, like, I can read anything and get anything.
I'm going to
Or
say
if I
make
can-
a straight intelligence check. Or religion, your choice.
What was the first one? A straight intelligence check?
We'll tell you what, we'll call it a religion check because it can't be lower than your intelligence score if you're not proficient in it, so just roll a religion check.
Okay. So
I overcomplicated
21
it, sorry.
total. 21 total.
A thought crosses your mind. If they are in fact assuming they are, you basically go on a hypothetical. If you're to assume, you think to yourself, that they are pieces of divinity, you ask yourself which deity would be associated with looms and spinning threads. And the answer hits you like a lamp lighting.
So with this, connected to a god with looms and threads. Is this ringing a bell for you?
Like weaving, like
Hmm.
that sounds very Clothis.
It does
What?
sound like my dear Clothy.
Well, what does Clothis have to do with this? Can Clothis help us? This is sounds like a situation that you might understand more than me.
Listen, the majority of what's been going on, apart from what's in that smutty scroll, is pretty much way over my head, but, I could maybe ask if she's in the mood to have a chat with little old me.
Well, it can't be any less helpful than the chat that I had with Metamai, so I hope.
Okay.
Tasha says, she hovers the scroll back from you. That's assuming that this isn't simply a child's story.
Is this... And then she's just gonna look at everyone. What if this was like a library of misinformation? Like, seriously, like, we've got ancient stuff and smut together. Like at random.
This
like,
is a
there's
library.
no rhyme
This
or
is a
reason.
library of everything, and I mean everything.
Yeah.
Now, if you mean library of everything, does that mean that there's every book that has been written, every book that will be written, or every book that could be written?
Every book that has been written, and it's ever expanding.
Okay. Wonder if that thing that I wrote in grade school is in here somewhere.
No, I'm kidding.
just see a little scroll with stick figures drawn on it saying "My day with Dad."
Yep.
Well,
I could ask Clothis about these swords and whether or not she knows about them. But here's the thing. Yeah, I think, what was that word that somebody used before? Mercurial. She may answer, she may not. It really depends on whether or not she's had her 5 a day. I sort of go into private corner. Clothis? Hello?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh god, this is not going to go well.
I'm just curious to see what you roll.
That's a fucking natural 1!
stop
I threw
using the
one
same dice as me.
I threw 1 dice, it rolled off the table. I picked up another, threw it in my dice tray, and it was a fucking 1. Oh my god! Oh my god! The one that's on the floor is a natural 1 as well. That's 1 in 400. Oh, I just rolled 2 natural 1s. Oh, that physically hurts.
This is like that time that like 3 of the players here like all rolled like the same number, like in
Yeah.
consecution. And it was not an ideal number.
Oh god, that's filth.
as you sit there and concentrate, a voice rings out in your head. I am here, my disciple.
Have you lost weight? Your voice sounds really different.
That's not an appropriate question to ask a lady. You guys, with Botch's back turned, you've watched Tasha pull out a silver thread and just begin. Botch, make an insight check.
Oh god, this isn't going to go well. Come on, it can't get any worse. Okay, that's 8.
I'm gonna have her roll deception. I'm gonna call it +4. Why not? I don't have a stat block for Tasha right this second.
Makes sense.
Yep, she rolled a 22.
Yeah,
Botch,
that works. Yeah, she gets me.
Clothis speaks to you.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. Please don't strike me down or my friends. I just
will
want to know.
think about it.
Okay, can I offer you any tribute to sweeten the deal?
Do a funny dance.
Okay. I try to do. Botch attempts to floss in the middle of the library.
Make a performance check.
Hell yeah! Now's the time to get a natural 20. That's a 5. I am rolling like shit tonight. So essentially, what you see, and this is me genuinely trying to floss, is this. I genuinely can't floss.
You have angered me greatly.
Oh no! I'm so sorry. Please don't hurt me.
I will not divulge the information you seek. And for your repentance, you must eat 100 chili peppers for your dinner.
Awesome. Okay, fair enough. Good deal. I fucking love chili peppers, just FYI.
Athenia is regretting having your bathroom outside of my window.
There it is. I'm about literally. I mean, going in there fine. Coming out, it's going to be a ring of fire. I tell you.
It's an unpleasant.
I turn around and say,
an unpleasant you meaning to burning hands.
Oh.
What was that, Bakios?
I was just going to say, I turn around and say to everyone, look, guys, I tried having a conversation. She was not best pleased. I had to do a dance. I have to eat some chili peppers. Good story. Good news is, though, we ain't going to die.
Should I tell him?
No.
Never, no.
Tasha pulls right away. Sorry, I cut you off. Within you, what were you saying?
I think we should. Can we step outside? Can we?
Yeah. Tasha says to you guys, if you have any other means of, I would encourage you to explore any means of uncovering information, any sources or anything you might have. These details are not going to be easy to find. If there's anything else I can help you with, you know where to find me.
I'll message you. Bye.
Not if I message you first and she gives you a wink.
Okay, so outside, can I try to speak with Metamai again?
Okay. What do you say?
Try to. Are you feeling better? Or can we speak now? Is there more information that I can get?
Make a persuasion check. And you are in a city.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a persuasion check.
With advantage because you're in a city.
Yep, so... I got a 22 total.
What is it?
You hear this in your head, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to connect because something's wrong because this is atypical for them. Going to ask, when can we speak outside of the library?
Oh, I just clocked that
in
you
a
guys are
location.
outside. Hang on.
A location that's outside. Like, I'd like to speak outside of that library.
I will find you this evening.
Okay, thank you. And so then she'll continue on. So do we think that we are done being curious here in this library of oddities?
Yeah. I think I can maybe ask Ronos about some things. If we want to. But I feel like we got like a bunch of information already. But yeah. I probably have to be home to talk to Ronos though.
Wait.
So what are you guys doing?
Well, I'm going to find a place that will serve lots of chilies with my dinner.
Would you like company for this chili feast?
Yeah, sure. If you want to come with me, that's fine. But if you want, and also I'd understand if you want to keep your distance afterwards for when I go boom boom.
You know, I have Pegasus, or I have Plummet, so I can keep my distance ahead of you without issue.
Watch, make an intelligence check while you're at it.
God, this is not going to go well. That's a 19. Natural 19. That's all I get.
I'll say this. You say to yourself, if only there was someone who could talk to Clovis better than me.
Oh my god, I know a fucking oracle. Right, after I've gone to go and have my dinner, make sure I sort that out, I'm gonna go talk to the oracle.
Just FYI, it's like 11 a.m.
Oh. Well then I've got plenty of time to find the best place to have my dinner.
So where are we going for
Well,
this lunch?
lunch? Yeah, lunch? Brunch? Is brunch a thing in Theros?
Oh, yeah.
Especially Melodies, I suppose. Yeah, lunch first, then we'll go find the oracle.
All right. Do you guys go to somewhere specific, or do you want to just
Anywhere, anywhere where I can find a massive handful of 100 chilies. I think.
Okay,
Was
make
the
an investigation check.
That's a 5.
You find a cart that's being pulled by a centaur that's got like 2 pupils of different sizes and a bit of a scraggly beard. He's got like the cart mounted to him, and he sort of reaches behind with these like sort of long tools, and he's pulling out these like hot like meats that are sort of on sticks, and like wraps them in kebabs and things like that.
Yeah. Yum. Good sir. Look. Oh, Centaur, do you have any raw chili peppers to go with those hot meat sticks?
You're in luck, sonny boy. And he basically is everybody eating as well?
I will be, but I will not be eating what he's eating.
Oh, that's quite all right. We have
Well, you know what? Maybe I should. Maybe I should go 1-to-1 with him with these chilies.
One fire lily coming up. Or 2 fire lilies coming up. And he...
Hilera. Delisa.
Yes.
Want to do a bet on who takes it better?
Bear in mind that my con saving throw is +9.
Mine is not.
Bear in mind how you've been rolling tonight.
Yeah, that's true. I'm due a good few 20s.
So, so he has things like chicken kebabs or like sort of lamb, like that he has prepared, and so you guys were able to order sort of things in that category to your heart's content. You all get a kebab to eat, but the people who ordered the fire lily, he takes 2 bunches of chili that are about the size of like a bowling ball in terms of overall dimensions. It almost looks like a cluster of grapes, like a really fat round cluster of grapes, but with chili peppers. These like sort of pale orange ones. And he sort of, you watch them as he stirs them both into this like batter that looks like made out of like egg yolks. And then he breads them, and then he pops them both into this cauldron of boiling oil. And he basically, after attaching, like, pulling out the stick that they're attached to, he hands you guys, they almost look like blooming onions, but they're made out of, like, a bunch of chili peppers.
Never had one of these before, have you, Bakios?
No, normally I just, forage and cook whatever I've got over a fire, so this whole thing is very hoity-toity for me.
I've had it in moderation, but not in excess, so this will be interesting.
These peppers were grown in the Badlands of Phoberos. Oh wait, I got that mixed up. Sorry. These peppers were grown in Deathbellow Canyon.
Do I recognize that? Have I?
You
been
do.
there
That is
before?
a canyon in sort of near Phoberos and the Ashlands where the Minotaurs live.
Oh yeah, I've definitely hung around there for a while. So would I have eaten? Bearing in mind that I'm a forager, 10 years out in the wilderness, would I have eaten these casually before?
Roll a history check.
God, here we go. 14.
You can't recall ever eating these. They're a pretty unique enough chili. They're like a pale orange.
Yeah.
And they have this sort of like oscillating shape to them, almost like a crease dagger, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, I mean, there's only one thing to decide, right? Do we either just down it, do it in one, or do we nibble at it?
Yeah, well, I was going to use a fork and knife, personally.
A what and a what?
Is that something that's available? How else are you supposed to eat these?
Clothis gave me 10 of these.
Okay, so she will grab her.
So basically,
what are the 2 options?
You can pluck the peppers off like grapes, almost, and eat them individually. They've still got the, the sort of, I guess, stems attached to them. The stalk is still there, so it's being held, like I said, it looks like a blooming onion in terms of its composition, of these, like, deep-fried peppers.
Okay, well, I will take one off, I guess.
I will
Start
take
with one.
I'll take as much as a big pinch, so like 5 or 6, and just,
Both of you make Constitution saving throws, botch with disadvantage.
Yes. Yes. Lowest. I rolled a 19 and a 14, so 23.
I rolled a 9 total.
Botch, even with a 23, it burns. You don't suffer any of the side effects, but your mouth is on fire.
I look around, and then are there any public sources of water or is there any wine visible?
Make an investigation check.
It's fucking 7.
The only thing you see is the centaur. He puts up a sign, like a new sign that wasn't there before, that says, glasses of milk, 1 gold per, like 1 gold each.
Look at him and go, you motherfucker.
But by
Hold
all
it.
means, if you think you can take the heat by yourself, you're not obligated to purchase from me. Or maybe you
Does
can
the
tough it
term-
out long enough to find milk somewhere else.
Does the term cruel and unusual punishment mean anything to you?
Where'd I get off to?
But I hold it in. I'm like, and I make eye contact with Bithynia and go in for round 2.
I'll go for round 2 as well.
Bithynia,
Another pinch.
as you hear them converse, their voices start to distort and become long, and their sort of shapes begin to bubble back and forth as if they were made out of bubbles. And you hear something go, "What's wrong with it?" And you're tripping balls.
Are we basically replicating that episode from The Simpsons
Yeah.
where Homer eats all the chili? Yes.
I've had 1 bite. I've had 1 bite.
Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it.
And you rolled a 9.
That's halfway there. So I didn't know these were hallucinogenic peppers. So I guess I'm just sitting there.
Yeah, in your
with
stupor,
a
you don't
pepper.
feel the burning, but you guys watch Bithynia is like salivating like a flowing river. It's like,
Bithynia, if are you
I am checked out.
Yep.
Like
If-
those books.
if I'm the smartest one in the group, just say nothing.
She boops you on the nose, just
That's
staring
what
into
I-
space.
That's what I thought.
About 5 minutes later, the effects wear off.
So as I'm sitting there with like this rack of peppers in front of me, this is jacked. And you're eating these straight, Bacchus.
You've drooled all down your chin, by the way.
Yeah, so I'm like trying to clean myself off in this like, how are you doing this, you heathen?
Some people are built different, I guess. You are a master at the you're a master at the books. I'm a master at life.
Right. So I'm just gonna, if anybody else would like some of these, I'm not going to be able to finish them. They're paid for. I cannot do this.
They're really good.
I'm good, thanks.
I'll say mark off 1 gold for everybody.
Amalia, would you like some?
Yeah, sure, I'll get 1. Give me 1.
Now, I can't remember. How do cats are like especially don't like chili, right?
Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Roll a con save.
Whew.
How many are you eating? 1 or?
I
One.
hand out the bunch to. I should have pinched off a few and given them to her. Fuck, that would have been funnier.
Okay, con save. What'd you get? What?
18.
18.
18.
It's hot, like hot. Like mouth is on fire, hot, and you're definitely uncomfortable, even for you. But you don't suffer any side effects.
You just see like 1 single tear like just flow.
Be good. Alright, fair enough. I'll just start eating them like sweets as I go down the street.
You fail a few of the con saves, and so
Just
you
one.
do get
just
to
one at a time.
yeah. But just based on law of averages, a few of
Yeah.
them do give you a good trip.
Yeah. So after I eat as many as I physically can, I lose count after about 20. I dunk my head in the nearest public fountain that I can find and just gargle it out. assuming that no long-lasting effects happen, I would then like to try and remember what are we doing again? Oh yeah, Clothis, the Oracle of Clothis. Let's go.
Can I wander off?
Yes, you can. Where are you wandering off to?
I wander off. Well, I need to do some shopping. So
Are you trying to be subtle about it, or?
No, I don't know. I'm just wandering off. I'm
Okay, you
distracted.
guys watch Hilira just break ranks with you at one point.
Hilera?
Do that often.
Sometimes she just goes off to do some stupid things.
Should somebody go with her?
Maybe. And I take off after her.
Okay, so we'll start with you two. What are you guys doing?
Hilera, where are you going?
I'm gonna need mushroom powder, saffron,
What?
fat.
Hilera, hi.
What? Oh, hi, Cynthia.
You just left without saying anything?
Oh, okay. Well, I kind of need to get some things. You want to go shopping with me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I need to go find a jeweler, which I've been to before, for my thing for Scottinos that I got made. So I'm gonna go back to the Friendly Triton.
Okay. Shop still there?
Hey!
And he seems to have resumed business, although you do see a bandage on his forehead.
Oh, are you okay, sir? Or do you need some help?
Oh, I'm quite all right. I just last night was rough for us all.
Yeah, it really was. So, like, I need to get something made. I don't know if you can do it right now.
Well, why don't you tell me what it is, and I'll see what I can do. I owe you a great debt. The whole city does.
I didn't really do a lot, to be fair. I was mostly unconscious. But, I would like a gem-encrusted bowl.
Oh, perhaps
it's
any
a bit-
specific kind of gems?
Just pretty ones. In rainbow order, please.
I don't have rainbow order, but... And he pulls out a, Does it specify the metal it has to be?
No, it just says a gem-encrusted bowl
Okay.
worth 1,000 gold pieces.
He pulls out a
Those-
solid gold bowl, encrusted with dozens and dozens of opals. So it may not be in rainbow order, but it still has a rainbow effect due to the coloration of an opal.
I'm just here to double check for you that it doesn't say anything else, because I read it once and I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, okay, I read it right. Okay, how much is it?
He thinks for a moment. Is the ambience okay volume, by the way? I turned it slightly up.
Yeah, it's fine. It sounds fine.
Yeah.
Cool. Sorry, just making sure. It has to be worth how much?
1,000 gold pieces.
For you, 800.
Oh, you are so kind.
But
I
only
will
because you
give
saved my
you-
life.
Well, I didn't really just do it for you, to be fair, but you are very nice to me, so thank you very much.
You may be the first person I've ever met who's trying to talk themselves out of a discount. He says bemusedly.
I'm sorry.
No need to apologize. It was just, it's endearing.
I have another question. Do you know
Certainly,
where
my
I
dear.
can get mushroom powder, saffron, and fat?
The main agora would probably have various stalls of farmers and vendors that would sell those sorts of things.
Okay. We could also turn to Xanthia. We could also ask Penelope. Maybe she has some as well.
Yeah, it's worth a try.
We should check if she's alive. I don't think we checked if Penelope was alive.
She healed you after you killed the butcher.
That's true. She is alive.
Yeah.
Okay. We go and try and find mushroom powder, saffron, and fat.
Okay, so you're going to Penelope?
Sure. Let's go there first.
You...
Can we stealth skip again?
Yes, you can.
Let's go.
Cool. So, Secret of Sundries is still there.
Oh, phew. That's
And you
nice.
step in. And 1 second. Cool. You step in and you hear the familiar sound of pots boiling and things like that as Penelope's hard at work.
Penelope!
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
She has heavy bags under her eyes.
Ooh, are you okay?
Late night.
Do you need a hug?
Yes, please.
And
And she just wordlessly, like, clasps you into a very tight hug.
No.
I'm sorry, I just... That was more death and suffering than I'd experienced ever in one go.
Yeah.
It's never easy.
I did what I could, but I haven't slept at all, and I am tapped at the moment, so I'm trying to brew what I can. How can I be of service?
Well, I'm looking for a mixture of mushroom powder, saffron, and fat.
I mean, I have those things, but I mainly use them as ingredients, so I can sell you my own stock, but it'll probably just be cheaper to buy it at the Agora market.
Well, we thought you... We just wanted to check on you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. How are you doing? I heard the news.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what news, but Scotty left.
Avakros.
Yes. Yeah.
How are you holding up?
I think
I'm not going to make a roll an insight on that.
I think I'm fine. I think Okios is angry, which I think's good.
Okay, just whatever you're feeling, let yourself feel it. You'll feel better and you'll be better able to deal with what comes next.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm happy to sell you some of my stock. I don't know if I'd have enough to satisfy your needs if it's for a big list of components. How much would you require?
I need like 50 gold pieces worth of like the combination, but 25 would be okay as well.
I'm gonna roll for it. He sort of shifts through. I don't use mushroom powder for many things. I've got about 5 gold's worth here. Really, I don't say this to be dismissive or anything. The market would have plenty.
Okay.
I have other wares if you would like to have a look, but with these particular things you require, I'm not the best person right this moment. I'm so sorry.
That's alright. I don't feel like we should really take off some of your stock right now, because I don't feel like we really need it the most. I think all
The
of us
people
are
right now
quite
need
alright.
medicine and healing, but that's not all I do. But if there isn't anything, then I can, you know where to find me if you need anything.
Yay. Well, good luck with your brewing.
Thank you. Good luck with everything. And she bids you good day.
As we step out of the door of Penelope's store, just Hilaire's entire body just kind of like sags a little bit from the mention of Akros. It's kind of like, oh, that hurt.
Oh, do you want to talk about it?
I'm not sure what I'm feeling right now, so it would feel rather pointless.
All right. Well, I'm here for you either way. And if you want to talk about it at some other point, you know where to find me.
We go to the market to try and find my stuff.
It's not terribly difficult, as Penelope pointed out. There are plenty of desiccated mushrooms that the vendor is quite happy to grind into a powder for you, and there's a very nice butcher who is quite happy to basically amalgamate the offcuts of fat into a little poultice, like little pot for you. So all in all, you're able to find exactly what you require for exact cost. So you can mark off 50 gold.
Okay. Yeah.
For everything.
Thank you. That's all I really needed from here. Do you need anything, Xanthia?
I could use a little bit of incense, but that's about it. And then we can head back to the others, maybe.
Yeah. You wanna? Okay.
If you... I have a feeling like you don't want to return to the rest of the group.
I kind of want to go home.
We can also head home afterwards. Okay, is there any store that sells just like 10, 20 gold pieces worth of incense?
Roll an investigation check.
Oh, I'm so good at those. Ah, that's a 6.
You don't find any of the kind of incense that would be required to create magic ill effects. The only place you can... There's only one place you can think of that you know would sell it. Which is the Crucible.
Okay, maybe some other time then. Alright, shall we head back to the keep then?
If you want to join the others, that's fine as well. I can just go on by myself.
No, I think it would be better if you weren't alone right now.
Well, I can't get myself in trouble by walking home, Xanthia.
I wanted to do
You
some
sure
shopping.
about
Shalira, make a
that?
deception check.
I'm not lying.
Yes, you are.
I'm
Is that
not.
coffee?
No,
Okay.
it's tea.
Okay. It wasn't clear
This is a
from.
daily serving, okay? I just drink it cup by cup.
Hey, respect.
9.
I was mostly kidding. So as you guys walk through the streets, I'll say you do actually, in the light of day, notice that the extent of the damage that was done. A lot of buildings you've walked by times before, some even really beautiful ones, have just been reduced to rubble. Business resumes as normal in the city, but there is a unmistakable gloom that's hard to shake as people try to sift through the wreckage of what in some cases was their life. Anything else from you guys before you head back?
Yeah, can I get some seeds? I want to. Would I know what Zoe's favorite flowers are?
Roll. I'll say a straight intelligence check.
I rolled a dirty 20.
You remember her speaking once of her fondness of daisies.
Okay, so I'm going to.
Simplicity.
Okay, so I'm going to see if I can't find some seeds to start so that if she comes back, there are a bunch of daisies amongst my plants.
Not terribly hard to find. There's a lovely tater botanist who runs a small shop in the district where you would find Sorcerer's Sundries and the Crucible. You hit him up, mark off a silver piece for the seed packets.
I just want like all the daisies, like just if she were to come back, to be like hundreds of daisies, all the daisies all over.
There's thousands of seeds in this packet.
Okay.
Well, you guys have all joined up in the district now. Do you head back or do you do anything else in the city?
I'm still nomming on those chilies, maybe last couple. So yeah, I'm basically fucked until those wear off. So yeah, anyone else, I'm good.
Is there? Well, I know for a fact there is one, but is there a shrine of Amaranthe nearby that I could visit? Or how close would the Decatia one be?
The Decatia one would be quite far, but there are others in the city that would be more than serviceable.
Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't drag everyone else along with me. So I'd maybe ask Bithynia if she wanted to come along with me, otherwise I would go on my own.
I would say yes, I will go with you, and I will catch up with everybody else at the fort later.
Okay, everybody else heading back to the fort?
Yep.
Okay. It's easy enough to find. There's a district devoted mainly to the temples, and there is at least one shrine for each prime of the deities.
Mm-hmm.
And you go to the one for Amaranthe.
Yeah, she walks in, and is there anybody else there?
There's the various priests, and make a perception check.
Fuck. 8.
You spot a young girl, like, in hushed whispers, and you surmise she may be praying for the object of her affections to notice her or something like that.
Right, okay. All right.
Pardon me.
I think Delisa would find a quiet corner. Get down onto her knees and clasp her hands together, and try to reach out to her goddess. And she would just start by not waiting for a response, but just talking as if she's there with her, regardless of whether she is or not. And she just says, "The path of destiny has taken me down another walk of life. It seems my fate is intertwined with Tempest and the people within it. They are good people. Differing personalities, for sure. But there's a lot of love in that group. I can feel it. They are pure of heart, and they want to do the right thing. But my heart is broken from the events that transpired in the recent days. So much loss and suffering. Yet my heart steadfast for new beginnings and peace, and I want to play my part in that. We are looking for pieces of divinity to bring down the tyrant that is Timurit. My lady, if you could help me in this quest, it would mean so much to me."
I am here, my dear. You poor thing. Oh, your heart breaks for the suffering around you. The path before you is one with many branches. You have already begun to take the first steps. Your whole life, you have striven to mend broken hearts wherever you find them. More than one broken heart will need mending on the journey before you. Seek them out, these broken hearts, and follow the pain. There lies your path forward. And that's all you hear.
I will, my lady. For now and always. Thank you for gracing me with your presence.
And so is Bethemia here sitting by, like, watching this? Or just...
Yeah, you don't hear both sides of the conversation, but you hear her. Delisa definitely had a moment.
Okay, so Dolisa, how are you doing? How are you?
I'm emboldened by my lady's words. I feel much better after that. No, she told me to follow my heart and do what I've been doing, do what I've always done. To show love to others and to be there for them. And I will continue to do so.
You've always been good for that, so I have no reason to suspect why you do anything other than that. But I do have a question for you. Did you think that the library was odd at all?
In what way?
You know, for me, it was more just just the way it was. I've been around many libraries, but something was off. I mean, not only with the one pretending to be Clothis for Bacchios, it's pretty brazen, but uh, the assortment of books and Medivine just not. I've been attached to them for years, and they've never once, not even with all of the stuff that Tempest has done, been aggressive or anything but honest in a way that felt comfortable or something that I could understand. Maybe that it was truthful and it was honest, but it was never mean or callous. And I got an air of that today that isn't typical. It's like if you've ever been in a room and two people have been fighting, you don't see it and you don't hear it, but you can feel it. You know that something's wrong. And that is what that was like for me.
I've never been on bad terms with my lady, so I can't speak to that. But the ones that watch over us want what's best for us. But they also want us to prove ourselves to them. Perhaps Melomai feels like your conviction is slipping recently.
I don't see how it could, but I will take that, and hopefully if what they said earlier about being able to speak later is true, then I will be able to have more of a fruitful conversation.
Yes. And I'm not saying you've done anything wrong, Bithynia, but just, as you know, show respect and concern and love. And you will get the answers that you seek.
Okay. I will do my best as I always do. But random question for you. Remember that time we met in the garden at the Dakatia?
I will never forget
Years
that
ago.
moment.
Question for you. I was gonna plant all of these flowers for Zoe, but do you have a favorite flower?
I mean, I'm covered in a lot of them. It would be hard to pick one, and she looks around, and obviously you can see this cloak that she's become unanimous with is just filled with all sorts of different flower heads, from sizes to colors. The sunflower has always spoken out to me. But Zoe's might be different, I'm not sure.
No, I'm sure. I know I'm familiar with hers. But no, I was just curious. I know that there's a lot of flowers that you love, but I didn't know if there was a favorite one. But are you good to go back to the fort?
I think so. I think Zoe will appreciate the sentiment more than anything. I think that's a kind gesture.
Well,
Oh, one
like you
thing
said.
though. You did look like you were going to die before, and the last time I seen you like that was when you were invited on that run by them Triton girls.
Oh my God. Why did you let me do that? Like,
You nearly collapsed on the beach. You were meant to go
Yeah.
for a swim, but that certainly wasn't going to happen after the run.
Yeah, they said it was a run and then a swim, and then I don't know what. There's some other physical activity after that. It was like three things, and I couldn't make it through the first one. So I knew going into it that I couldn't run, and then going on the beach, I thought that it'd be lower impact and easier, and I was very wrong. And even though I'm very right about a lot of things, a lot of the time I was wrong about that, and I was right to never want to run ever again. But it was great watching you. You were able to finish.
Just about, but yes, I don't. I think athletics is not your forte.
Well, fortunately for both of us, we have plenty of athletic type individuals here with Tempest, so
Me
I
too.
don't have to.
Let's go back, shall we?
Cool.
Let's go.
Oh, wait, actually, one more thing. One more thing.
I'll go.
Do you think, Bithynia, that I'm welcome within Tempest? Am I okay to be here? I've kind of just went along for the ride, but I haven't stopped to think that you guys want me here or need me?
Well, I can safely say that they have welcomed you. I mean, we found one in the mountains and she's still here. And then one in the bushes, I think. So really, we aren't really selective. I had never fought in my life when they accepted me. But you have many skills.
It's not true,
So,
Bithynia.
I think-
You took down that evil professor at the Decatia.
I did. Just saying. Our standard kind of goes up and down occasionally, but it always seems to get the best people. And so I feel like you are perfect here. And, if they didn't like you, you wouldn't be here because they have got rid of a lot more people for a lot less.
Very well, I'll take your word.
So, as you guys head back, it is about 2 p.m. Is there anything else you'd like to do in the city before day's end?
Do you need any spell components, Bithynia?
Maybe, I don't know.
A few of your spells do require components, Bithynia, assuming you have the same loadout that we checked that we talked about last time. Did you decide if you wanted to take Starlight or not, if we do that swatch out or leave everything else as it is?
I think it'll have to be a post session. We'll just work on it and say that I shopped for
That's
whatever
fair.
it was that I needed.
The main one that you do know about is the platinum spearheads worth at least 100 gold pieces that can spell consumed if you wanted to cast summon phalanx. Little homebrew spell of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
will.
Yeah, we can talk
I
about
will
it post
fix
section.
items.
Sorry?
We'll just do a post session.
Yeah, that makes the most sense.
Because I have the goals, so I can afford whatever.
Cool. You guys reconvene and head back to the fort. As you crest over the hillock and go to look where your new home should be. It's right as you left it. It doesn't
You
appear to have
bastard.
sustained any damage. That's getting clipped as a reaction gift tomorrow.
Evil!
But yeah, you come home and it's a little drafty, but it's right as you left it.
So I guess I'm going to get to work in my room, planting these seedlings and getting the water there and arranging them so that they get ample sunlight.
Do you guys have a guest room?
Oh, I'll show you. And I take the lesson and I take off with her.
They
That's
have
cool.
several.
I was going to say, you can bunk with me. There's plenty of
No.
room in my room, but I mean, you can have your own space if you want.
Do we have guest rooms? We don't have guest rooms yet. We haven't built them, right?
Well,
No, you built
set
them.
it
I
up.
haven't gotten around to finishing the map. I'm sorry, I've been very busy, but you have guest rooms.
Oh, it's fine. Okay.
We also have rooms or beds that accommodate more than one person at a time. So
Yeah, I was gonna take her to my room.
I bet you are.
If we don't have guest rooms yet. I take you to Hilaire's room. So, and I throw the door open. So, this is kind of like my room, and like that dresser has like my stuff, and you can put your stuff in that dresser. Cause I know you can sleep next to Bithynia, but like if Zoe's around, that's kind of like awkward, and then someone has to sleep on the couch. That just feels a little bit awkward. So I thought you could just take my room, and then I could sleep with one of the other girls, or with
What?
Bakio's.
Oh, that's ever so nice. Are you sure?
Evan, I'm sweet as well.
Oh.
Botch.
Well, I don't have a.
Oh, sorry,
I don't
no,
have
go
a lot
ahead.
of stuff. No, that's fine.
No, you guys keep talking.
I was just gonna say I don't have a lot of stuff. It's just me and my instruments, really. So, yes, if that's okay with you, that'd be great. Like you said, Bithynia seemed like she wanted me in a room, but if Zoe's there, then things might get a bit
Yeah.
complicated. Unless she's in for, I don't know, some Bithynia. She's into some crazy things, actually.
I would love to hear some stories.
I have lots for you.
I want to know them, but I'm gonna let you settle because it's been a tough few days.
It's been a
So
minute.
just like, yeah, go take a bath or something.
That'd be nice. Thank you.
And I'm gonna go try and find Bacchus.
Quick question, Bithynia. Did you eat the rest of the chili thing?
Oh no, no! I took the bite and I was done. So,
Cool.
and I put them on the table, and I was.
Botch.
Hello.
Round about this time,
No!
you feel a pressure. And Amalia's father wasn't as forceful as this pressure is.
Okay, I immediately clench my sphincter as hard as I physically can. If I could rage and make it close harder, I would.
Make a strength
and I-
saving throw.
Yes, strength saving throw on my tushy. That is a 24.
You have 30 seconds.
I immediately dash up to my rooftop fortress of solitude and make my way out to my plank of
And
fame.
you just about make it, and all of you, despite the wind and the coat and the lapping waves, you all hear it. Like trumpets calling demons back to hell.
Bithynia in her room yet?
Yeah, I'm gardening. I'm trying to have a nice moment, planting seeds for
I've
my
got some
girlfriend.
fertilizer for you.
Full of shit, as usual.
Botch.
Not anymore.
Botch. You suffer a point of exhaustion. It could have been up to
I've never taken
4.
a shit that bad. Oh god, that was funny. Okay, point of exhaustion. Oh, I crawl off of the plank, just like collapse onto my bed, ass out, and I've pulled up my britches.
Okay, so you just go to sleep?
I just pass out immediately from the force of this shit. It's also mental self-defense because my asshole is so hot right now. Like Beelzebub himself.
Yes.
It's used my asshole as an ashtray. Oh.
There's a colloquial term for it in Akros. The
Oh,
breath of Purphoros.
Yeah. Yeah, the breath of Porthoros is belched from my sphincter. Oh.
Okay, does anybody wish to do anything this evening?
Well, I was on my way to Bacchus' room, and then I quickly turned around.
You hear the oh.
Yeah, I think he's busy, and I'm gonna go to my Ronos thingy
Okay.
bob is. I can't think of the word.
Amalia, do you raise your hand?
Yeah, can she go sit in Scotty's room for a couple of hours before?
Oh, yes you can. Hilira, what are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna sit down. Just, you know, crisscross applesauce. I'm just gonna go. So, Rose, I kind of made this for you. I don't know if you like it. But I hope you do. And I cast Word of Recall.
Oh,
My sanctum.
I forgot that you have to do the thing first.
Oh, we have to sleep first. Want me to sleep first?
Was it? I thought you were teleporting back. For a second, I thought you were teleporting back to Akros, and I was like,
That would be fun.
now, as a note, Hilira,
Mhm.
and maybe as a DM I could have brought this up sooner, but you would just know innately. All of you would know. Teleporting, or out of character teleporting in Theros, is tricky.
Oh, okay.
Most avoid it if they can because there are risks involved. Now, not all teleporting is the same. You know that your particular variant of teleporting is what you're doing right now is among the safest. But just as a note, all teleportation magic, most don't bother with it because of the high chance of side effects. The air, the very fabric of Theros, is rich with turbulent, wild energies. Out of character, this is a young world. So, teleporting in general carries some dice rolls.
Okay.
But you get off your word of and again, I repeat, not all teleporting is the same. And you get off your word of recall, and you, my dear, it's perfect. And you turn and he's standing there.
Hi.
Hello.
Do you like it?
It's the perfect kind of cacophonous. It's the home equivalent of a big family all talking over each other at the table.
Speaking of family, Jonas, in the battle that we had, I asked for your help and you did. Did you know?
Did I know?
Did you know Akros? Akros was being attacked. Did you know?
In the exact moment you called for my aid? No.
Okay.
I became aware not long after. I am a god after all. I was going to say something, but you seemed busy at the time. I thought not to distract you with information that wouldn't change by the time you were done fighting and would only serve to cloud your judgment in the heat of battle.
But I trusted you.
I
You always told me the truth, and now,
Hilira, I
keep
told
that
you.
from me?
I didn't keep it from you.
You did, because you knew. You didn't tell me.
Hilira.
Tell me my family was in danger. You didn't give me the choice.
If I had told you that, are you going to tell me you would have had the clarity to fight that fiend with the large monstrosity of a sword?
Who cares? I was down anyways. I'm not as strong as Bacchus or Amalia.
That's right, you almost died. You're as strong as any of them.
So who cares if you told me the truth? I wasn't gonna go. That would have been dumb.
Is that
You
what
know
this is
that.
about? Is that what this is about? You think I withheld that because I didn't trust you to make that decision?
You promise you kept it from me. People have always kept things from me, Ronos, and you always told me everything.
I had no intention of withholding that information from you. It was simply a case of a time and a place. My dear, I've been very occupied these past 24 hours.
Haven't we all?
Do you know how many souls I ran to the shores of the Tartix River? In the last day?
No. I do not.
I was there, Hilira. I was there for every single death. All their names, all their lives are burned into this brain. So I am sorry if you felt excluded. Because I had to bear the weight of thousands of deaths, and not just soldiers, civilians, little children. But sure, I promise I'll make time for your feelings next time. And he blurs out of existence.
Just sit there for a minute. That's it. That's all I do. I go to sleep there as well because I feel very ashamed and I had a temper tantrum.
Hilira, you lose a point of piety.
Whoopsie daisies! I made me god mad.
It's the second time that's happened this campaign.
I was gonna say. I would give you mine, but I don't think that's how it works. So, is the piety for me with Afara?
Yes.
So is it possible to connect with, because I had wanted to...
You can try.
Can I? Because I'd also, like, Meta had said that we could speak later, but I would like to speak with her before.
If you want to try and pray to her, you can.
hard. It's so hard. So, am I the only one who did not put a temple in her room?
I think
didn't
so.
Either, I think. I mean, I just
Oh,
have
no.
some water.
I assumed there was one in the grotto, but maybe that was me being presumptuous.
No, that's fine. I won't say no to that.
That's not how this works.
No, that's fine. It's definitely what I had in mind too. Yes.
Roll a deception
Never-
check.
Wow, that's nat 20.
Is it?
It's an 8.
But it's natural.
You could put one in there eventually.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do that.
And I'm guessing we don't have one for a Farah down there.
You did not put one in. I did not receive those instructions.
I
received
not
many
put them in there.
instructions that day, but I did not receive one about a temple to your god.
Golden, latrine, and plants, alright? Okay, so if I'm going to try, do I need to roll for this, or do I just, like, sit and try not to?
Tell me what you say, and I'll decide what you roll.
I want to find out if this, direction is ideal, because I had this ideal for the fort being a neutral area for more than one country, or more than one, city in Theros. And then everything went to hell. So I'm curious if I should still reach out to, like, Akros or the other cities, because that was my interest.
Okay. You take your time to carefully word this, and you reach out to the goddess of the polis, patron of knowledge, or one of the patrons of knowledge, but certainly a prominent one. Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay, so persuasion. I got a nat 20 with a +6, so 26 on the first one. I don't think I can get better than that.
Roll it again, though. Do it.
21.
Nah.
How to do this?
Can I ask my secondary question?
Yeah, you ask your secondary question. I'm just thinking of the best way to make it happen.
And then my second question will be, if I were to have a connection with Zoe and Glaceon, would it be something, is it worthwhile to make it a neutral area for the two, as an area that could help in protecting not only research and training other cities so that they're familiar with the areas in the way of naval combat or research, but get have the mutual neutrality and area that is beneficial for education and protection and training. Things that Melitese might not have, or things that other places might be more skilled in that Melitese could learn from as well.
At this point in the evening, it's late in the evening, after dinner, as you make your prayers. And you haven't prayed to Efara in a while. Always relying on Medomai, so there is a notable distress and imploring in your tone as you word your prayer. You don't hear a response, and as you feel tired and defeated and frustrated after the day you've had. So you just turn over and go to sleep. Sleep comes easily to you. You're very exhausted after the day, after everything, even with your long rest from before. And so, in the darkness, you simply let it take you. And after a time, as you fall into the abyss of sleep, you feel a cold, hard stone beneath your... Like, you just feel the cold of marble press against your cheek. And you look down and you're standing upon what appears to be an endless floor of the purest white marble.
And I would recognize the marble and the stone as being something connected to her.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Farah, and then I will look around to see if I see anything or anyone.
There's blackness around you. You walk, and nothing changes except the dim light around you just revealing more plain white marble. And so, you do something you swore never to do. You run. And after what feels like far too long, you bump into something that wasn't there before. And you look, and there's a massive white column, just like the ones that support all the various buildings, especially the Parthenons and the Acropolis. And you sort of just look up at it, and you hear a... boom. Boom. Heavy
Hello?
footsteps as from behind the pillar steps out a sort of living stone statue of a beautiful woman with trussed up bob of hair. The bronze crest, unmistakable, carrying a large amphora from which seems to pour forth a liquid made of pure cosmos and starlight. The unmistakable form of Ephara, goddess of the polis. Bithynia. How long has it been since we conversed?
Too long? My apologies, it's been too long.
I'm the one who should be apologizing to you. I grew complacent, content to let my disciple, your patron, Medamai, be your all-encompassing connection to divinity. But like a grandmother, if you will, it comes back to me. And that carries responsibilities that you deserve to be upheld. So, what is it, my dear? And she reaches down with her hand. And holds it out for you. And you're the size of a grasshopper to her. And she almost holds it out to you for you to step on her palm.
And so Bithynia will take a step forward and then kneel on her hand with her palms.
She stands up
Steady herself.
and rears to her full height and holds you, just like this. Speak freely, my dear.
So is Metamai's compromised beyond anything that can be done on my end or yours?
In a way. Compromised, yes. But not by dark magic or nefarious evil.
Is it Nelia?
No. It's shame.
Shame.
A most human emotion. A most mortal emotion.
For all of this that's happened in the last few days.
No. It is not my place to divulge his secrets. But know that it is not your fault. His actions have nothing to do with anything you've done.
Will they come through? I don't know what personal things they're going through, shame or otherwise. However, we made a pact, and to me that pact went both ways. And so I do not want to abandon or otherwise go in a different direction for the first time something has happened, because it has been years of trust and good intention and outcomes that have been favorable, and I would not want to give that up over a one-time thing. But there is something that is unlike anything that's ever happened, and I don't know what that is. And it is for them to say, but if they do not say it, I don't know how long I can tolerate that, because I have the need to fulfill that of Melitis, the people, the Dakatia, and maybe cities beyond.
His pact with you still stands.
Well, with that, my other consideration was your thoughts on the outpost that Tempest has had. I thought that it might be a worthwhile endeavor to maybe potentially be an extension of the Dakatia in training, or a union of sorts with the different cities around Theros.
You have always been a paragon of unity, Bithynia. The friends you make, the lines you cross in order to bring people together. This edifice you renovated is just the latest in a long line of great works that embody the concept of unity. And now more than ever, in a time of crisis, is when we must fight for those things that we believe in. For if we cast them aside when danger calls, well, then danger wins.
With that, what is your thoughts on starting with Glaceon?
You care deeply for Zoe. She cares for you as well. Glossion is a fine place to begin. It may behoove you to cast a wide net. For should you establish this edifice as a beacon of unity and understanding and knowledge, should it garner such a reputation amongst the land, it may make it easier to achieve your other goals with this edifice.
Do you have any cities that you would recommend? That might be far. I know that there's Akros and the Skull of Vale and Oberos. I just don't know if there's one that you think might be more accepting before another Satessa.
As I said, my dear, cast a wide net. Remember, a great mind can come from anywhere.
Well, and the she'll smile, thinking of Tempest, and think, well, I've got 6 to 7 of the greatest minds I've ever met. So I hope that with our collective resources and wits that we have and skill set, that we'll be able to help Meletis in ways and possibly prevent what has happened to Akros and Meletis over the last couple days.
I have no doubt you'll succeed. You always do. And be patient with Medamai. He's given you a location. You'll find answers there.
Any tips for that location, by the way? From what I understand, it is an area of trickery, so to speak. And well, Tempest has had luck on the water to varying degrees, and below the water as well. We're not exactly skilled sailors, and so I'm just curious if you have any suggestions for that.
What do we do when it is dark, my dear?
Shine bright.
Light a candle.
Will do.
And with that, she boom, steps back into the shadows. Boom, boom. And everything fades away and you feel weightless again, and you wake up.
I'm guessing it's still nighttime, and so I'll probably slip back to sleep.
You do hear a boom, boom on the roof as well. Watch, make a perception check.
Make a perception check. Oh.
Ooh, that's good. That's a natural 19, which will put me at dirty 20.
You feel a rumble.
I did an 18.
So,
Okay.
Bithynia, you definitely felt it. Bosch only had to roll because he was asleep. So, but you know who it is.
Okay, so I have created this tower specifically with the roof so that I could have access with my window up top, so that I'd have access to Medamai and Clement,
Yeah,
and maybe anyone else who came in.
Yeah, and But you wake up and you see a massive black silhouette perched upon Bithynia's tower with these enormous wings.
I grab my axe immediately.
Make an intelligence check.
Oh god, you're not going to like this. 12.
Like, it's like your brain tickles a little bit, but you're not sure why. I'll leave it up to you to decide.
I go. All I do, it's in the middle of the night. I go, oi, and just see what he does. See what it does.
What is it?
Are you planning on hurting anyone here, or can I go back to bed?
Go back to sleep, Barkios.
How do you know my name?
Magical fairies.
Okay, I would like to use one of my Clothis-born abilities. I would like to try to cast command at this thing.
Okay.
Go for it.
I would like to...
This is going to go as well as it did for me eating peppers, FYI.
Yeah, just FYI, but I would like for it to flee. I would like to just, call upon Clothis's chaotic magic and just go, flee!
Cool. What is that, a wisdom saving throw?
That's a wisdom saving throw, please. 13 DC. Please roll a 1. Please roll a 1.
He rolled a 6 for a total of 16.
That's 10. Fuck. That would have been amazing.
Roll initiative.
Okay, yes, I like this. Okay, I'm fighting it. Okay, that's a 21.
Okay.
Do you have a backup character ready?
This thing won't be able to kill me very easily. I'm level 11 now.
But you go
really
first.
Cool ability. Okay, so just remind me of the geography here. So I'm obviously on the roof, and then there's a small tower.
Yeah, so there's 4 towers, sort of the connecting the fort, and it's sort of like square type thing. You're on this sort of central officers' quarters, which protrude slightly higher than the towers. There isn't like, you'd have to sort of run kind of slightly around-ish. Like, you best have to like hop onto the wall and then run to Bithynia's tower to get there.
Is it more than 40 feet away from where I'm standing, roughly?
You'd have to jump if you... more than 40
I would
feet
like
unless
to-
you jump.
I would like to try to get to within at least striking distance within this turn. So I'd like to try and jump up the wall.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Hell yeah. That's a 21.
Easy enough. You jump. Boom.
Okay. And it's now on the tower. I'd like to try and just make a jumping strike against this thing with my axe.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Hell yeah. Okay, that's a high number. That is 28 to hit. No, sorry, 29 to hit.
Hits.
Nice. It's going to be that plus that. Oh, I rolled. Okay, so that is, because I haven't raged yet, that's going to be 18 points of slashing damage.
Okay, anything else?
I'm gonna make another swipe at it because I have two attacks.
Go for it.
That's gonna be, yes please. That's a 26 to hit.
Also hits.
Nice. That's not so good, but that is still 13 points of slashing damage.
13 points of slashing damage. Copy that.
Okay, so that is my turn.
Okay, 1 second, please.
Oh god, here we go. I should have raged. Oh well. I do have 137 hit points. I think I can last one round, maybe.
I do apologize. I'm just pulling something up real quick.
Yeah, my character has no idea what this thing is, so I'm very keen to see what the DM does.
Okay. So at the end of his turn, he's going to use he's going to use 3 legendary actions to use Supreme Legal Authority. Botch, make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh god. Oh god. I don't think it can even roll high enough to maybe succeed. I don't know what the DC of this will be. That's a 15.
Fails.
Of course.
And Metamai is going to choose attack as the action he gets to choose as part of this ability. Botch.
Okay.
You can't take that action for 1 minute.
Well, fuck. Okay. Okay. Well, shit.
And then on his turn, because that was just his...
Because, yeah, legendary action, yeah.
Yep. Just double checking what I want him to do. Yeah, okay. He's going to use a bonus action to cast Ensnaring Strike at 8th level.
Okay.
And then with his action, he's going to make 2 claw attacks. First claw attack.
Alright.
That is a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
You take...
I hate when the DM smiles like that.
You literally attacked him. I don't know what you expected to happen.
Only told him to fuck off.
11. 16 points of slashing damage, as well as... Sorry, one moment. 8, 10, 12 points of psychic damage, and...
Oh.
So he cast it at 8th level, so you take 8d6 piercing damage from Ensnaring Strike.
Yep.
Uh, 6, 7, 11, 15, 16, 17, 20 plus 21, 22 points of piercing damage, and you're restrained.
Wonderful.
It's your turn.
Okay, well, first things first, I would like to rage.
Cool, go for it.
I'm going to take on aspect of my dragon, which gives me 22 temporary hit points. And I'm going to roll my wild table instead of my chaos bolt. I don't think that's going to be much help. Ooh, interesting. So I rolled number 2. So I'm going to teleport into Bithynia's tower. Is okay. I can teleport up to 30 feet. Is ground floor within Bithynia's tower in her bed chamber within 30 feet?
Yes, but you can't see. Do you have to be able to see where you're going?
Unoccupied space. I can see. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Okay. I would then like to.
I have a staircase.
Yeah,
I have a staircase in an open area.
Yeah, but I would like to actually sort of bend my neck over towards where my officer's quarters is, and bamf into my room, just as far into the room as I can get.
Yeah, you can get just inside the room, and but then the trouble is he could only teleport to like at the base of the stairs because he can't see further down because it's a spiral staircase.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
So I bamf, and then I immediately look back at this thing and just run down into.
You're still restrained.
Shouting, oh god, of course I am. From this fucking thing. Speed becomes 0. That's fucking irritating. Okay. In that case, then, yeah, I'm 30 feet away from this thing. Excuse me. And I just shout, Bithynia!
Cool.
Hilera! Xanthia, Dolesa, and Amalia, I suppose.
So at this point, can I come up?
Yeah, you can
stairs?
come up. But just
Okay.
before you get to, because this is happening real fast, but I'll say by the time you get up, Metalmai will have finished his turn. So he's going to get one more turn in before you can get up there. Just the logistics of running.
Yeah, fair enough.
So at the end of your turn, he's going to use 2 legendary actions to cast Dispel Magic on your armor.
Yep. So is that so can I save or is that an attack?
Also, with magic items, it just happens,
Oh,
right?
it just happens.
I
So
think so.
my scales
All gone.
technically just gone. Okay, cool. There go my 22 temporary hit points.
And on his turn, he's going to hop over to you.
Oh, lovely. I'm inside my quarters now, so does that mean he just breaks open my room?
He doesn't
or-
break it, but he can see through into there.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You know what? He's gonna bust a window, and I was wondering what he's gonna do. Well, he's gonna say to you, had enough.
If this was a fair fight, I'd say no, but you are one tough motherfucker.
Another time, I'll happily chew you into a paste.
Give me another bit of time and I'll rip you in half if I can ever get free.
Botch, what's your total hit points right now?
87. Oh, my max hit points are 137, but you took off 50 hit points with that last round. So 87.
Okay. He's going to... You know what? No, he's not in the best place right now, so he's going to take 2 attacks. He's going to basically bust a claw through the window and take 2 attacks.
Ready, bring it.
Advantage because you're restrained.
Yeah.
So... 29 to hit?
29 or
Yeah.
9?
29.
29. Yeah, of course, 29 hits.
Okay, and 23 to hit.
Yeah, they both hit.
Okay, so you take a sum total of... So I'll roll the psychic damage first.
Yeah.
Oh god. 12, 24, 34, 37, and one more. 38 points of psychic damage, as well as... Apologies, everyone. Oh god. It's cocked. 2, 8, 15, 20 points of slashing damage for the first, halved to 10, and 8, 9, 10, 15, half to 7 for the second.
Sweet.
Your
He
turn.
took over 100 points of damage off of me. Actually, no, at this point, wouldn't Bithynia be coming up after the end of
Yeah,
this guy's
Bithynia,
turn?
you've come up now. What's happening? What are you doing? You have a chance to do something now, if you want.
I go back to bed. No, I'm just... No, I'm going to see Madamai, like, over there and saying, like, that is the wrong room. Can we do something over here, please? Or do you need assistance over there?
For the record, he attacked me. I'll be right over if you give me 1 second.
For the record, He didn't say who he was, and he was on your bedroom.
You're talking to someone you're fighting someone who was taken out by a Leonin with a swipe to the balls. It's not a fair fight in any means. But
I have
continue.
no. Yeah.
When did he
Fair enough.
fight a Leonin? Oh wait, you're talking about me, you bitch.
Watch take a D4 inspiration for that.
I'll take it.
Cool, Botch, you have one turn. You have a turn.
Okay, I would like to bamf behind Bithynia and try, as she's come up the stairs, to try and just like topple myself down the stairs out of sight of this prick.
You're still restrained. Make a...
Yeah, that's a question. Am I able to roll a saving throw? Was I able to roll a saving throw to
You can
myself from
attempt
being
to
restrained
make...
at the end?
You can use your action to try and break the restraints.
Oh, okay. So my bonus action would be to bamf, so I'd like to use my action to try and break restraints.
Okay.
What check am I rolling?
Athletics check.
Oh, athletics, good.
Oh, wait, let me just double check.
that's-
It is athletics. Yeah. Oh, so yeah. Actually, it says strength check against your spell save DC. Usually it has athletics in brackets, so I'm going to assume that's not an oversight and say straight strength check.
Strength check. Okay, well because I'm raging, that's still I give an advantage on that,
Yep.
so I'm going to roll that again. Okay, that's fine. So that is a 21.
Fails.
Okay, am I able to try and like rock myself a tiny bit in my restraints to try and just topple down the stairs?
Make an acrobatics check.
Yes.
He's literally the mightiest of the sphinxes, just FYI as well.
Oh, okay, good. My acrobatics was a 18.
You move about 10 feet.
Down the stairs. Good, so I topple
Yeah.
myself down the stairs out of sight
Cool.
into the castle.
Okay.
Into the fort. Cool. That's my turn.
What is your HP total at?
32 at this point.
Okay.
You took over 105 points off of me in 2 turns.
Cool. He is going to use his he's going to use 2 legendary actions to use Sacred Flame against you. Your restraints, you automatically fail the saving throw, right? Yeah.
Usually.
Cool.
If it's a physical one, yeah. Mental one, not so much.
Yeah, it's a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
8. You take 9 points of radiant damage.
Yeah.
He's then, on his turn, hops over to Bithynia, where you guys are.
Block your ears.
And
go.
he's going to cast Divine Word. Botch, you're at under 30 hit points, right?
Correct. I'm 23.
You are blind, deafened, and stunned for 1 hour. And that's the end of the fight.
Deafened and stunned.
Blinded,
Okay.
deafened, and stunned.
So for my part, I am now lying in a heap at the bottom of the stairs into the fortress, just blind, deaf, dumb, and I can't move, and I'm just like, oh. Oh, it's a really good thing I don't have to shit myself at this point.
Medomai
Already
picks you up.
checked it off of the to-do list.
Medomai picks you up with one paw and just deposits you back in your room before he goes to Bithynia.
And
Amazing.
so, do I have like any ability of like what's going on or like how bad Bakos is right now?
Are you asking Medomai or are you asking the DM?
The DM, yeah. Do I have any idea?
I'll say, Medomai is not to be fucked with. You get the sense if he wanted Botch dead or permanently damaged, he would be.
Okay. So are you?
He'll live.
Is everything?
He'll be fine.
He always is. not like he hasn't woken up from something worse before.
Apologies, by the way, Ali. I didn't want to be
No,
too
that
mean,
was
but it
ama-
was.
No, that was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah. So, with everything that was going on in the library, is there anything currently going on that I should know about?
No.
And earlier today, I couldn't be sure, but I thought that there was some. I thought that my eyes were deceiving me when I saw you in the library, and the entire place, although I couldn't put my finger on it, had me questioning reality. Do you have any idea what was going on in there? Why my mind would be playing tricks on me like that?
The Pyrnos was built in an earlier time. It is an amalgam of magic. Very old magic. It does not rely on an index or classifications. It was constructed before such things were commonplace. Instead, one with sufficient curiosity that is pure in its nature is able to will the information they seek to present itself to them. It is more than a little illogical. Perhaps why you felt such unease. But that is the nature of the Pyrnos. It has always been like that.
And if there's old magic, like with yourself, why the shift? Because that's what I noticed and was most discerned or concerned about while I was there.
The shift was mine alone. My actions are my own. You needn't worry about that.
And yet, after years of having a connection with you, I will. And notice the subtle differences or shifts when they happen. But if the pact remains and you are in some kind of way, but it will subside, then I will not question it again. You are more than capable of taking care of your own needs. I just want to make sure that after everything that happened in the last 2 days that you're okay and or that our pact remains, as it's important.
The pact remains. You are still unlike any other.
Okay. As are you. Do you have anything?
I appreciate you respecting my thoughts being my own. You have a destination.
Any guidance or additional information that you might know of for this or information based on the item?
The reliquary is powerful. You'll know it when you see it.
And it's a Matisa? Is that what you said?
Matisi is its name. As for the island's nebulous nature,
Have you been there before?
yes.
I was under the impression that humans or mortals had not, but I wasn't sure if...
Not in a long time.
Anything in particular that you think we should bring ahead of time that might help us with whatever we find out there in pursuit of the... not disease.
A candle.
Okay.
And he flies off.
And so she's just going to take it, and then she's going to look, and if I remember correctly, I had put a ladder down to
Yes.
Bakhios's like level. So I'm just gonna go and see if I can check on him because I couldn't necessarily see anything. So I'm gonna go check on Bakhios, see what he's doing.
Watch is kind of just like drooling.
Should have stopped after one pepper, like I did. And so she's not going to be any wiser, I'm guessing, unless... Because it's middle of the night, yeah?
You're muted, Ali.
You do not see gigantic scratches all over my body.
It's dark. Oh wait, Bithynia can see in darkness clear as day. So yeah, no, you would see the scratches all over his body.
Yeah. So...
You also see little winged sandals and like a Looney Tunes around his head.
You're seeing a slowly rising lump on my head.
So with mine, hold on. Can I help him out of this? Is it worth trying to help him? I don't have cure wounds or anything like that, but...
out of character, a long rest will fix him right up.
I mean, I also have proficiency in medicine.
You can do something, but also he just needs to sleep it off.
Well, I rolled an 11, so I'm just gonna pat you on the foot and say, have a good night.
No response, I'm just like, oh.
Hey, that is the motherliest Bithynia has ever been, so congrats.
I'll take it.
I don't think... Yeah. So I'll probably, like, pick up a helmet or something that's on the floor that's been knocked over and just, like, try to get back up to my room.
Yeah, you fill the helmet with fresh water and just put it by his bedside so he's got a midnight drink. Xanthia.
Yeah.
As sleep takes you, you feel the familiar weightlessness of underwater.
All right.
And an enormous shape just out of sight. But you feel peaceful. And it gets lighter. And the shape becomes clear and it sort of fades into like the blackness. It sort of fades through and you just see the long, enormous red tail connected to the body of Thassa with her crown of crab claws. I need to change that voice. It's too much.
Yeah.
Hello,
Can't
my dear.
understand it. Thassa.
I feel your disquiet, like a beacon.
Yes. I suppose I have been uneasy.
What troubles you so?
Well, I assume you have heard the news of what has transpired in Melodies in Akros, all across Theros.
It has reverberated through Nyx, yes.
I was surprised to see that their main stronghold was out on the sea, I have to say.
I'll confess I was surprised as well. Crude, but effective.
Indeed. I spoke to Kiora.
Fine warrior. Wiser than she gives herself credit for.
Can I ask you something, if I may be so bold?
She sort of moves her hand and sort of just like the sheer force of the giant hand moves the current. So you're like basically, you're not quite pinned, but you're not going anywhere. It's gentle, but it's also absolute. And she sort of like pulls you close and holds you much like Kefara held Bithynia. Speak freely, my child.
Your trident, Dikela. I don't want to question your choice in entrusting it to me for some reason that I don't understand. I have to be honest, but why now? Why not all those years ago to Kiora?
Kiora is many things. She has the ferocity of the sea. As mighty as the most virulent of oceanic storms. But the sea is many things. Both storm and serene. Kiora was incomplete, shall we say. To truly embody the sea, to be worthy of its power, you must be an aspect of all of her faces. That is what makes you worthy, Santhea. You're as patient and loving as you are fierce and uncompromising.
I'm just worried that the oath I swore so many years ago is not compatible with what will be needed in the future.
That's okay. Worry is good. It means you're not stupid. You just can't let it paralyze you. You're not wrong to examine your decisions. It's what helps you inform them. But at the same time, do not let your desire to avoid making a wrong decision keep you from making a decision altogether. paralysis of doubt can be just as harmful as recklessness.
I see.
You already know what must be done.
I
You just
suppose I
need the
do.
will to see it through.
Yes.
Just need to not give up, like you always have. I just realized how that came out. What she means is you always don't give up. Not, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Only thanks to your guidance.
There's one thing you have in common with Kiora. Neither of you give yourselves enough credit. And she fades into the ocean. And you wake up. You all convene for breakfast, unless anyone wishes to do anything. I'm conscious of time, so is there anything what is the game plan for today?
I'll ask Dolissa if she wants to make breakfast with me.
It would be a pleasure. What are we making? Waffles?
Always.
Oh.
They're like pancakes with abs.
Definitely the superior choice.
Yeah. And so I guess we'll head to the kitchen and just like start whipping up the equivalent of waffles or some baked dish.
It's fairly straightforward, and it doesn't take you. It takes you. You guys get up about half an hour before everyone else, and by the time everyone's come down, there are piping hot waffles for everybody. We know platters of olives, just a perfect spread.
How was it? How was the sleep for everybody last night?
I thought I heard some really strange noises at some point during the night.
I'm not there, by the way. I'm still passed out.
Yeah.
You could have taken a long rest by now if you like.
I know, but I'm
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, based on that, I'm probably going to sleep in for a bit.
Okay.
So
Valera is still hiding in the temple.
So Dolissa, where did you end up crashing last night, by the way?
Hilira let me sleep in her room, so I crashed in there, but I have slept on many a cobbled floor in my life, and let me tell you, that was the best night's sleep, well, one of the best night's sleeps I've had in a while, so I have much to thank her for.
Well, Hilira's quite the hospitable person here, so
I hope she slept well.
Where did she sleep?
I don't know. I think she said she was going to crash with Bacchios.
Oh, there was a lot going on. With Bacchios last
no.
night. I don't know what happened. That's weird. And so she's just gonna look real concerned real quick. Well, all right.
Let's look for them after breakfast, maybe.
Okay.
And as you guys dig in with many branches laying before you, wondering what you're going to do next, we're going to end tonight's session there because it's almost 11. I again ran a little later than I meant to. I do apologize, but thank you so much to my wonderful players. Let's take a moment to check the old thing, see if we need to give any shout outs. A big thank you to Go Gaming Syndicate for the redeeming you just said words at a hilarious moment. I just realized because I can hear them, but you can't. So, fair enough. But other than that, yeah. If you liked what you see here and you want to see more, you can always give a follow or subscribe, whether you're seeing this on Twitch or YouTube. And if you like, yeah, I'm gonna take a leaf after Matt. We'll go from the top. Rebecca, where can people find you?
I am everywhere on the internet at Bon Clancy, or you can find me on TikTok, Mimic for Hire. And yeah, I'm here every Sunday. I am every other week. I'm either on Saturday or Sunday with St. Pete by Night doing Vampire the Masquerade, or on Go Gaming Syndicate. Various nights through the week, through the month.
Awesome. Tamara, I know you're if you have any socials you care to share, you're welcome to, or if you'd rather leave it as is, you're welcome to. It's
sure.
Entirely
You can
up
find
to
me
your
on
preference.
Twitter and on TikTok under mar_marinated.
Love it.
I don't post a lot, but when I do, it's chaotic. Join in. It's fun.
Please tell me that's your Twitter bio.
It isn't.
It needs to be. Ali, if you'd like to give yourself all of the shout-outs you like.
Yeah, guys, you can find me on primarily Instagram under Angel Undies. Yes, all one word. And yes, that still seems like a good idea now, even though when I came up with that, I was a child.
Primarily recently.
Yeah. If any of you guys need any 3D printing commissions, either for cosplay props or for D&D minis, you can find me there. I usually do offer discounts if you come via known channels.
Awesome. Violet, if you care to give yourselves any shout-outs you'd like to.
If you want to follow me on Instagram, where I post daily stories of just me in general and what I'm doing, it's Violet_Riddle_.
Perfect. And Virla, first and foremost, if I could reach through the monitor to give you a hug, I would. But other than that, entirely up to you, as little or as much as you'd like, if you care to give yourself any kinds of shout-outs.
I don't really do a lot of social media, but you can find me on Instagram. Irlet.Louisa.
She sells herself short. She has some terrific modeling stuff on there. And as ever, Sammy, if you'd like to tell everyone where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube primarily at Sammy ASMR, and on all the social medias at that same handle as well. Yeah, just very blessed to be playing with you guys. So fun.
Thank you so much. And as ever, I'm Electrum_cosplay on Instagram, where you can catch all my cosplay content, and you can catch the Mythic Odysseys of Theros every Sunday at 7 p.m. GMT right here on DC30_. And you can catch all the VODs if you want to catch up on the YouTube channel by the same name. If you search for DC30 Mythic Odysseys of Theros, you'll find us. And on that note, we're going to wish everyone a wonderful evening, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Have a good evening.
Bye.